gentlemen, this is the Church Guys Podcast. I'm Brett, I'm the firefighter.
I'm Quentin, I'm the student.
I'm Craig, I'm the pastor.
I'm DJ, and I'm the IT guy.
And we are the Church Guys.
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the NBA champions, which none of us really watch the NBA anymore, so it's kind of boring. Stanley Cup champions, how we really don't watch that either. The 24-hour race to Le Mans, something that DJ is very obsessive over. I don't even know what this is. This is a European thing. All we know is that NASCAR had a car in this race, just to say the least. Some people got really worried. We're going to be talking about the College World Series, how Texas and A&M are not in it, but Texas went a little further, just to throw in that little nugget there for my friend Brett. Talking about how the Saudis bought out PGA Tour. Yeah. Some breaking news there. Are we surprised? No, because money runs the world. And last but certainly not least, we got Conspiracy Corner and some important biblical topics that need to be covered.
I wanted to start us off with an obscure topic that we don't normally talk about on this because it's racing. I don't watch racing, other than IndyCar. That gets interesting sometimes. At least they make right turns.
I'll give you props for watching Indy.
NASCAR.
I like NASCAR.
NASCAR back in the day was awesome.
I used to love
Since they
NASCAR.
kind of segmented it up, it's kind of different. I just hadn't got into it.
It's kind of weird.
I was working on some stuff at the house the other day.
First time for everything.
I know, right? Don't tell my job, though. Don't tell my job that, though. And this thing comes up, NASCAR at Le Mans, question mark. I was like, wait, what? I thought they were racing NASCARs at the Le Mans racetrack. Mm-hmm. No, they actually put a car in Le Mans. Uh-huh. And for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a 24-hour Grand Tour race that has been basically built by the racing thoroughbreds over in Europe. You were Ferraris, Aston Martins, Porsche and Mercedes are in Germany.
Ford Pintos.
Now there are a couple of American teams already in it, which is Cadillac,
Ford versus Ferrari.
But they're actually running normal Le Mans cars. So I'm thinking, okay, what's NASCAR going to do? They basically retrofitted a NASCAR Camaro with headlights, taillights. They did all this aerodynamic work. Stuck a 750 horsepower V8 motor in it,
like a Prius,
and it led for a quarter of the race until it started shredding tires left and right.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, so it ran under an experimental class, which basically it's basically competing by itself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So I mean, with Le Mans, you have different series with GT cars. I think there's like a GTE. There's supercars, hypercars. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they raced against themselves. I read an article where there was I don't know who he was from. I know. I can read. There was a driver. I don't know who he was for, but he was like, it's your typical American car. It's loud and obnoxious. These race officials were so worried about that it had so much horsepower that it was going to hit a straight and it would be fine. But when it got to the corners, they were like, we're going to put corner marshals. And when it's in the corners, we're going to wave the white flag so that all the other cars know that there's a slow car in the corner.
All right.
Normally on these races, they wave those white flags when there's a broke down car or there's a car limping to the pits.
I thought a white flag meant the last. Usually it's a yellow. I didn't know that.
So
not in America, Britt.
Well, I thought it was pretty standard in racing.
Yeah.
I found this little audio that I want to play for you, and we'll leave it at this because this is. If you haven't seen the car, Google Le Mans NASCAR. It looks out of place. Or you got this one tall car versus all these little squatted down. Looks like little airplanes on wheels that have been designed for this race.
Yeah.
Are you looking at it now?
I'm trying to pull it up.
It's blue and gold and
like that right there. That one that says NASCAR on it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they were team NASCAR.
Go Team NASCAR.
So yeah, I pulled this little soundbite, and it's literally only a few seconds long, but we're gonna listen to it, and I want you guys to see if you can pick out which one's the NASCAR. Okay?
Ooh, I like it.
You ready for this? Here we go.
Gone in 60 seconds. Okay.
Do it again.
That was kind of loud, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
turn down just a
Holy
little bit.
cow.
I like that.
I thought
Do it
I was
again.
at the race.
Hold on, I got to back it up again.
I've got my pick.
I got to back it
I
up.
can't say because he showed me already.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I did show you. My bad, dude.
That's all right.
I got to get my hearing.
Golly.
By the way,
that was
the
loud.
team that did this was Rick Hendrick's team.
Yes, Hendrick
Hendrick
Motorsports.
Yeah, they're gonna do awesome, man. What's wrong with Jeff Gordon and those guys? They're
He's got number 24 on the
they're
side.
the best. I haven't even
All
seen
right,
it.
here we go.
Can't see the
I'm not going to turn it up as loud.
It's the last one. The third one.
I know. I could
What's
tell.
your guess?
Well, I thought
it was the third one too.
I
it's
was going
the-
to say the third, but it's the fourth one.
It's the fourth one.
I heard the
Do it again.
at the very end.
You'll hear it once you.
The third one sounds different than the first
Yeah, it
two as
does,
well.
yeah.
But
So-
it's the last one.
So the order is,
Third one is Ferrari.
I'll tell you.
isn't
I'll
it?
say when. Okay, do it. I'll say when.
it's only like a 3-second clip, so I got to get it just right because I don't want to hear this guy talk.
Hey, that's it on the racetrack. That's kind of cool.
Look how big it is, though.
Do you see it, peoples?
Yeah.
It's not an F1.
It's not a GT40 either, like they did in.
Of course
I
not.
think
Just
it's okay.
Chevrolet. That's what NASCAR is. Chevrolet with everybody else,
It's like the same exact body almost.
Oh, it is.
which is no
Yeah.
With
difference.
a different emblem and like a little bit painted
right.
lights.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this
Okay,
one
here
more
we go.
time.
Now say when.
You ready?
Yep.
Now.
It was the last one.
It was the last one because you can hear that just.
Yeah. The
You can
third
hear
one sounded completely different than the first two. So
Yeah.
that's what got me. But then I heard the wow.
Well, you can tell they sounded like like on the Cars movie. They speak in the language of the Roman motor, and
So
Luigi with the Italian race
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
the order of that little short clip: Aston Martin was in first, Ferrari was second, Audi, however you say it, was third,
Any or Audi?
and NASCAR was the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of curious how they ended the race.
Well,
So,
how did they end?
Well, they were racing against themselves, so you really can't say. Like,
No, I'm talking about
placing, but,
overall.
like time wise or what?
Overall standings
Hey,
from
and in Le Mans, you just got to finish, bro.
Yeah,
that is true, but
it's a finish,
you,
but
it-
who
you-
finishes the best?
yeah.
Still a race.
So, There's 40 teams total. So they do the times by teams.
40?
Yes.
Wow.
even. Yeah. Okay.
What's your guess of where Team America NASCAR came in?
37.
I'd say 32.
But depending on how many people are out of the race, how many people finish the race?
This is the finished 40.
40.
I'm looking
finish?
I'm looking at team team standings versus
looking at
overall
team
cars.
I'm gonna say 28.
10th in class.
What'd you say, Craig?
I said if they finish, they're going to finish like dead last. If it's the 40 that are there, because you're not going to beat a Ferrari.
Supercar.
No,
You're
what,
not beating
what
a
was the
supercar.
first number you said though?
You said 37.
He was the closest. They
39.
finished 39th.
Really?
39th out of 40
Well, I
teams.
mean, it does make sense because you're racing against all these supercars
And
that
it's
are
your first
designed
year.
for this, and they're just using this as like you said, experimental test. So, like 4 years from now, I think they're going to be up there a little.
Yeah, they
better.
are. When they turn it to all electric, we're going to do good.
Well, it says that in class. Of course, I don't know how many classes there were, but in class it was top 10.
Wow.
So
That's because it was
you
by
can't
itself.
compare this to a super
If you're,
Ferrari.
if
That's
you're a
what I'm
liberal,
saying.
we're no class. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
But
all gas, no class.
So basically, the Ferrari won Le Mans. Surprise, surprise.
again, where did Ford place?
All I know is they were versus them.
I know, like
They have a car called an Orca. I don't even know what that is.
like 7
The whale,
years
bro.
or
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Corvette team. They
It
finished.
hang on. It
They're always
says
doing good.
39th out of 62.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Oh,
it
oh.
did good.
they did have.
That's what I'm saying. How many
Yeah.
people finished?
The one I'm looking at says 39 out of 40.
Oh,
40 that finished,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
40,
That's what I'm saying.
40 team, but they finished. That's good.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. That's
really
exactly
great.
what I said.
My complaint, I don't think it fits in. NASCAR's trying to make all these changes.
Yeah.
It proved that it fits in.
I don't think
They
it
finished
does.
the race.
No,
It
Jerome.
finished 39th out of
That's
62.
half. That's all. That's a third.
The other teams
That's-
that didn't finish don't belong there.
That's pretty good. Hey, come on. I don't care. Let's go America. I don't like the paint scheme on it, but whatever.
I mean, you could have done something.
All
yeah.
I know is this:
Red, white, and blue.
if you put Jeff
Yeah,
Gordon,
you could have done red, white, and blue
you
on
put
it.
Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Tony Stewart. Don't hit a person. Don't do it. And you put those kind of drivers in that, man, I would love to see how good they would do.
Well,
I mean, they did some pretty. They beat a lot of people. I mean, it's not like Adrian Peterson on his kid, but like they beat some people.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Come on, Brett.
What? That was just an
AP is
expression.
an East Texas boy.
He's a Palestine brother, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's like the Palestinian that one day. No, I think they did good. That was a good finish.
I will say there was a cool story other than NASCAR being in Le Mans. There was a driver for Porsche. His son's birthday was the day that Le Mans was going on, and he had his, I guess you call it his paint job, whatever you want to call it.
Paint scheme.
As a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And if you look it up,
Wow.
look up Porsche T-Rex.
All right then.
It's kind of cool looking. So he did it in honor of his son. So.
Hendrick Motorsports. Someone's got to represent
that's
the
cool.
South.
Yeah, the green one.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty. He's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Anyway, that's enough race talk because I'm bored now.
I mean, that is a legit car, though, in terms of, man, that is a nice car. Obviously, it's different than all the others, but that's still a nice car. Though,
Oh
in my
man, and to
opinion.
keep up, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Well, you got to think too how much research and development goes into all that kind of stuff, and if you're not putting full-time effort into it, to end up,
I mean, I'm sure they
That's
did a
good.
lot. I know they did a lot of work on it to get it
Oh.
done that quickly.
oh yeah, but I mean,
Oh,
if you don't
yeah.
do it year in year out though, you got to have the trials of it, not just the test trials of it.
Right.
There's a difference in the ball game and the test trials.
Well, you know, it might be because NASCAR turned all these stages instead of just win the race. So now NASCAR is just stupid. Hey, let's go join a race that counts now.
They're tired of it too.
Well-
Let's go mess something else up.
And while I was reading on this, it mentioned that NASCAR's trying to start doing a lot more road courses
Yeah,
instead of going just left all the time.
garbage. But they can't. I mean, you got to understand. The cars are built for that. Their tires are built for that.
Well, that's
Everything
just-
is built for that.
That's just it. If you look at all the new cars, all the new aerodynamics that they've done, they've completely configured that. They've redone all the wheels and the tires to fix that issue. But
Until they
I
race
don't
in the
know.
rain, I ain't watching them.
see, that's why I like watching Le Mans because it could be sunny.
They got headlights and they got what? Hey, I just watched a video on TikTok about Dale Earnhardt, and he was like, I guess it was a yellow or something. I don't know. Maybe they were just warm. It doesn't matter. He was out of his seat, sitting on the edge of his door, wiping his own window while he's in the. I'm
Red
like,
flagging.
man, that's awesome.
That's old school right there.
That is cool. I like that.
And the red flag.
Yeah, but what's funny about those
Oh,
cars?
he was moving. He was moving. It had been a yellow.
Those Le Mans cars, a lot of them just have one giant windshield wiper, and it just
really?
it takes off the whole it does the whole
It's a
screen.
bubble.
That's
It's a
pretty
bubble.
Yeah,
That's cool. I like that.
but there we go. Look
Good
at
old
us
racing.
Look at us branching out.
Hey, then local racing news. I forgot what it's called. 19 Raceway or whatever.
The one that used to be like Buffalo
Buffalo.
Speedway.
Yeah.
It's called like Highway 19 Raceway or whatever it is.
I thought that was normal.
They-
I thought the whole thing is highway.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes.
Sorry, I
It's a
couldn't
drag
help.
strip.
When
It's a drag strip.
when the Indy 500 is closed, they come out to 19 and do
Yeah.
it.
That's pretty much it.
Crazy
Yeah.
out
I
there,
heard
man.
NASCAR's coming. It's one of the few places where you have just as much entertainment in the stands as you do on the track. But evidently they had.
We're in East Texas, Brett. Come on. Of course it is. That's that much entertainment at Walmart. Okay, come on.
I went to a race and a fight broke out.
the guy that I don't know if he owns it or what, but he put out this thing saying that fighting will not be tolerated, and he said not even on property pits, nothing. He got hit on the head with a pipe.
Oh my
Oh, my.
word.
in a fight a long time ago.
Wow.
Oh,
And so that's why. No, but he's the guy that owns it, so he's like, I'm not putting up with this.
Yeah.
And if you fight here, I'm making phone calls at every other racetrack that I can.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make it where you can't even fight in Texas. Fight, race in Texas.
Wow.
Fight on a track. I'm
Not
like,
fighting,
wow.
not fighting in Texas. Them are fighting words, sir.
I know, and at a racetrack. You don't normally hear that, but
That's
I don't know. We'll
funny.
see what happens.
You got weapons at racetracks, though.
I thought you meant he got
Look
clocked
at
with a pipe
cars.
last week or something, man.
It had to been pretty bad for him to
well,
make
yeah.
an
Oh, yeah.
announcement. I
He
don't know what
lived.
happened.
He got hit with a pipe
man.
and lived, bro. That's crazy.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
good for you know. Good
You
for
know
him.
how it goes in the pipe with the pipe in the drawing room by Colonel Mustard, right?
Oh yeah. That was the candlestick.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself there.
Good old. That's old school.
That's a
game.
good game there.
That was a
Yeah.
good racing game too.
Yeah, we pray for everybody on Highway 19. It's crazy out there.
Especially with traffic.
I try to stay off Highway 19 as much as I can.
Dude, it's bad.
Well, this-
All right,
This
hey,
is a
I'm
little
gonna,
local knowledge for those listening around the world. So there you go.
I'm going to segue into another fight. Unfortunately, people try to take this month over with Pride Month, and it has bled all into sports. We talked about Texas Rangers being the only team, still the only team, not catering to that narrative.
Yep, absolutely.
There was a Toronto Blue Jays pitcher that was released, and then he has since, like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of players out there that are like, no, I'm not
The
sorry.
Dodgers.
The Dodgers, whenever they had whatever the trans, whatever community came out and performed, whatever, it was a lot of people were like,
did you see the picture?
Blasphemy. No,
Did you see the picture?
I don't even want to look
With
at it.
No. The picture of the stadium was literally empty.
Oh,
when they came out,
recognized them.
it was literally empty.
That's
It
great.
was so
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm glad
In
to
Los
hear that.
Angeles,
Yeah,
of
I
all
know,
the
right?
places. They had an empty stadium when they announced them and had them come up, and people were asking. The people right in front of the dugout were booing them.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they were asking, are they going to come back? No, that's all we plan to do right there. And so the Dodgers kind of figured out, this is not America, people.
I mean, it's bad enough you got it in baseball, but now you got pride parties going on the White House front lawn too.
Oh,
man,
God.
Don't even go there.
Are we
That's
surprised by that,
ridiculous.
No,
That's Satanism at its roots.
Oh, he actually has a Satanist on his crew, like on it. Well, cabinet, not crew, but
Yeah.
still
Same thing.
Crew,
Same thing.
I'm thinking of NASCAR.
Well, he don't know what he's doing. you
Well,
know.
not too long. So after they,
He's a head pirate. Did I say pirate?
yeah, that's why he's got booty judges. Okay, so
Fred
the
is on
Dodgers.
something, guys. I
The
don't
Dodgers.
know.
God,
He's
quit
on-
getting me sidetracked talking about the Dodgers. The Dodgers took
monster.
one of their worst, if not the worst loss that they ever had after they did that
yeah.
Recognition.
show,
yeah.
15 to nothing.
Yeah, I knew it was huge.
15 to nothing. That
Thank
was the
goodness.
worst loss on the regular. So, hey, man, is that
Shout out to them pitchers, though, standing
Yeah.
their ground.
yeah, is that just coincidence? I don't know.
No, the Dodger
think it is.
pitchers stood their ground against it.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
talking
he's
about
talking
the
about
loss.
the
loss. He's talking about the
Coincidence?
loss.
No,
No.
I think it's coincidence.
But I am proud of our Texas Rangers though for
Oh,
just being like, you know what,
absolutely.
we want no part of this.
And not just that, but they are
Winning.
carrying the mail.
Heck
man.
yeah, they
They're
are.
good.
Winning.
It's pretty simple. It's called this, and I learned it in college. Actually, I learned something in college.
Whoa.
Hey.
That is just learn your audience. As a speaker in communications and a communication major, know your audience.
Yep.
The Texas Rangers know if we put this out there, we won't have anybody at our game.
And we're in Texas.
And they're
Yeah.
actually doing good. The Rangers are in first place
Yes.
in the June.
Despite
Holy
losing.
Cow, what in the world?
DeGrom.
Despite
Yeah,
losing.
they're still there. They're still
mean-
scoring runs.
Hey, wait,
so-
I do have a question though. When are we going to take a show trip up there to go see a Ranger
Oh,
game?
man.
Whenever
Willow
we
Springs
all
said
have
they
a good
cover it.
schedule to do it. Probably after church camp, you know.
Oh, we can't do it after church camp because I got a
July.
vacation to pay for after that.
We'll take up a collection on here.
There you
Thank
go.
you
If
guys
you wanna
for,
donate.
yeah.
If you want to
Get-
support us,
Get
get
a
us
little
trip.
vlog in. We'll get a vlog in with a new camera per DJ. That's be one of his requirements.
Is it recording by now, by the way?
It is, yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, Rangers doing good.
I hope it's a good picture. That's all I get when it's recording. It's a black screen.
Uh-oh.
It's a black screen up there, too, so I don't know either.
It was.
No, it's recording. The front screen goes to sleep. The back screen stays
Oh,
on.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
What were you saying, Brett? Brett is just losing it
I was-
today.
I said that was February. But let's move on.
Oh my gosh.
NBA champions. Who?
Denver Nuggets.
No. Who cares?
Hey, no, I like
No,
that.
the Nuggets
their
did
very
good.
first
The
time.
Nuggets did good.
Very
There's
first one.
So I love this
Jokic.
because LaFlop James, he tries to carry a team of all-stars, gets beat out. And then you've got Miami Heat, TJC boy
Uh-huh.
on Miami
Yep.
Heat.
Yep.
He has
Jimmy
really
B.
just a whole lot of nobody on that team.
Yeah.
He carried
But
that team to
Butler,
the finals.
honestly, he did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he did his best, but it came up a little short.
well, you can tell
know?
they start getting tired.
Hey, man,
they
yeah.
got tired.
But
of that
also, he's
series,
pretty old,
man.
isn't he?
No, he's 33.
I mean,
For
for
basketball, that's
NBA
pretty
years,
old.
that's-
33.
It's
But
like
that
dog
the
years.
average nowadays though of retirement is like 38. So he's got
Is it
about 5
really?
more years.
Yeah.
38?
I mean, people are they don't foul anymore, Dad.
But I'm just talking about running.
Well, I mean,
They don't run much anymore. They walk
yeah,
around.
You're right. I mean, there's no,
half
it's
court,
all one-on-one,
half-court
half-court stuff.
offense.
You're right. You're right.
Pick and
you're right.
roll, shoot the three.
I mean, how
There
many
you go.
how many NBA teams really run on a fast break? I mean, that's what they live on.
they for sure
Back
don't
in-
cover defense.
Man, back when I was a kid,
especially
not
what
only
they're
did you
hitting.
have the bad boys of Detroit playing tough defense, you had the Lakers that were flying with James Worthy and all those guys that were just amazing.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I bet you
Oh.
could still look.
It just
and-
went off, by the way.
They quit. The red light.
lost connection for some reason.
There you go. Now you can pick your nose.
I bet you're right though. I bet that it's still pretty young. I don't because not just everybody makes it to the NBA.
No.
And then I'm pretty sure they're not going to last very long once they're there, unless you just have made it.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it's still so. For him to make that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I like the Joker. I've always kind of been a fan of the Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm
He's a good
glad
player.
he was the only person I think on the team to go to every single person's players on the
other team.
on the Heat and go congratulate
Yeah,
him before he even came to the locker room. And he's honestly seems like he's
Oh,
a really class act guy.
Absolutely.
And man, I don't know.
He's not from
I'm a fan of
America.
him. Yeah, that's probably why.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's not from America.
So,
That's pretty sad, isn't it?
and it brought yeah, it is. It's sad, but it brought Denver their first title ever. So
I did
good
see.
for them.
It was good
one
to
of
see
my-
somebody else win it.
Yes.
Yeah.
On one of my media feeds, ESPN writer William Roden posts racist article about the Great White Hopes, Nikola Jokic and Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Oh my
my
gosh.
word! That's what do you? ESPN. I'm going. Why are you putting that out? Why is
What
ESPN
about
letting
Luka
it out?
Doncic?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Oh, because they're owned by. That's
But I'm
why.
going. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, they're just trying to play that game, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they are.
Like always.
Don't stir the pot, people.
Well, the Heat's coach, I forgot what his name is. I gotta look it up.
Spoelstra.
Yeah. So I
a
want to
good
give
coach.
him props because he's
Oh.
been there
Oh.
for a long time.
I thought he was
And-
I thought when he first got there, I thought, oh, he's gonna last like 4 years.
Yeah, because he had the
Dwayne Wade,
right.
and Shaq,
Bosh.
yeah.
And then they had LeBron come in.
And he had a lot of good players
he had
to work
stars.
with,
He had
and then they
stars.
all kind of just left and or retired. And,
Yeah.
and then
He's
it's
still
like,
there.
oh, but then he
Doing
built it
good.
back up, and now look what he's got. I'm good for him.
You
man.
know
I just-
who was his
great.
mentor?
Because he's been there for.
Jimbo.
I mean, Pat Riley.
Oh, is that where he came from?
Well, I mean, Pat Riley is the
Oh, yeah,
GM of the Heat.
Miami. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
you know
That's
why
right.
they're good because of Pat
Yeah.
Riley.
Oh, no doubt.
And
Pat
then
Riley
he
was-
invested in Spoelstra
Yeah.
as
there you go.
and
I
Spoelstra
forgot.
was a video coordinator. He wasn't
Yeah.
even a coach at the
So
time.
to
Obviously, he's
work
coached
his way up.
recently.
Awesome.
And then he just all of a sudden became head coach, and they're like, "What is happening?" And I was like, "This guy is not going to be any good." And they're like,
He was
"Pat
in the
Riley sees
mold.
something in this
He
guy."
molded him.
Yeah.
And that's what really, the good teams in every sport, in every league, usually they have the best coach, though. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a good, grounded coach that's a good leader, you're not going to go anywhere. I
And-
mean, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have a good coach,
Yeah,
and it's
if you're-
vice versa. You got to have a good mix. You got to have
Yeah.
a blend. You got to have players. You got to have coaches. But I mean, you got to have that coach, especially at that level, to manage the egos.
Like you're
'Cause
saying, Pat
everyone
Riley.
has egos.
Pat Riley at the Lakers was just phenomenal. Talk about egos. Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
That was the first ego team.
Oh, those are movie stars. I know what you're talking about.
That's what kids would say nowadays. Sadly.
Yeah, that's it. I know. No, you're and I think that if you had nothing but talent, they might do good. They might even
Yeah.
make a championship, but they're never going to be sustained.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's going to blow up the next year.
Yep.
And that coach, if you had a good, solid coach like you're saying, I think that's
It's a
where
blend.
you get your dynasty or your legacies. Especially being a contender.
Me and Brett are actually agreeing on this.
No, yeah, despite your ugly baby poop orange shirt with the devil horns on it.
So is it the player or the coach?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I can't
I was like,
resist
we're
that. I was
agreeing.
like,
It's a blend. It's a have a perfect mixture.
Yeah.
You
Didn't
gotta
we?
have
Didn't we
perfect
have a
mixture.
show that was called Player of the Coach?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean,
We were just bringing it for entertainment purposes. We'll get on something soon. Though.
production value. We did good, right?
And so the
Hey, we
NBA
did,
is
we did.
done, and the Stanley Cup is done. I didn't pay attention.
That was
a
Vegas.
blowout. Who beat the Stars?
Okay.
Blew out. I think it went to
Man.
game 5, but that's
Yeah.
just because I
Stars
think
gave
for-
him a better run than the
Oh, yeah.
Panthers did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Florida
But
But
Panthers.
that just shows that we played the very best team.
Easily.
And
Vegas-
I
Vegas
think we
has
could've
been-
took Florida.
Vegas has been the team to beat all year.
There you go.
I think, well,
They
Well, they were number
they
one.
were
weren't
phenomenal.
They were
Yeah.
number one the whole year.
they were number one the whole year except for like maybe 2 weeks,
Good.
and that's because they didn't play a game that week.
I mean, I would, knowing that I lost to the champions, I would feel better.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
always.
But they did. Man,
Of course, the
Stars did
Cowboys
great.
can say that about 4 times a year.
But they could say that to any of their 8 losses.
Yeah,
Sorry, I couldn't
But yeah, I
help
mean, it was. I mean, I watch hockey all the time. I know y'all don't, but it was probably one of the best NHL playoffs I've seen in a long, long time.
that was about the only one I've seen in a long, long time.
honestly,
I can
did
say that
not
about
watch,
the NBA too.
Yeah, honestly, did not even watch a single game. I
No,
just
I
checked
didn't.
in on the scores and
Yeah.
just kept up
Yeah.
with the news because.
But this is
I just didn't think about
championship
watching it.
season right now, though. Is with the NBA, the Stanley Cup, and the College World Series in full swing. It's been
Mhm.
pretty crazy. College World Series is unique thing.
This is the first time I've watched College World Series in like 4 or 5 years.
I've usually watched it, especially with my brother Dre. He's always been in, so he was always pulled in, and even Little League World Series.
Yeah.
That was always fun to watch too.
I like the Little League.
Whenever they pop up, they're like character stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah.
my favorite player is whoever, Josh Hamilton, and I like baked beans.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But
And then you got a
Forever.
kid that's like huge.
yeah, oh yeah.
It's like, he says he's 13, but that boy is about to be 16 years
Get him the
old.
Goonies. He's playing catcher.
Boy, how are you 13 years old? There is no way you're 13 years
You a
old.
man child.
The favorite player for like 12 years was Poppy because he was.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Ortiz was an icon, man.
And he was there for a while too.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
him and Jeter were the two.
So one of the things that's trending now is this truly the best of umpiring officials that you could get for the College World Series? Evidently, this is some of the most inconsistent calls.
Dang.
Oh.
Yeah, they have been.
I watched it
hard.
going
A lot.
leading up to it. I watched the Texas series because I'm a Texas fan because they're the best. But anyway, they
On that note, who kicked them out last time? Do you remember?
kicked them out.
Stanford.
it was A&M
Yeah,
When was that?
last year.
last year. Yeah,
Oh, you mean last year?
And what did y'all do last year? in
That would be the
football?
last time to be kicked out of the series. Yes, that would be last year. Craig.
And how come y'all didn't play us this year?
We were just tired.
Ah.
We ran out of
You
time.
had another pathway, just like the
ran out of
We
time.
ran
yeah.
out of time.
NCAA basketball.
It was
It
wild
was
watching
the championship
umpires.
wasn't worth it.
The umpires were so inconsistent
It was
that it was wild watching the Cardinals, the Stanford Cardinal, get upset at the calls, and then the very
Yeah.
next thing, Texas get upset at the calls. And
Yeah.
it's the same calls they're getting upset about because they should have been strikes, but they weren't. And the balls that were a foot outside were
It's
called
cra-
strikes. And you're going, what
It was
in
like,
the
yeah.
world?
yeah.
Balls were strikes and strikes were balls.
But
What was that ball that was called whenever? Oh no, it wasn't called. They just let it drop when the Longhorns lost. That's what.
Oh, wait. You mean the same thing that happened to the Aggies the week before?
Lost out on a pop fly.
The same thing that happened to the Aggies
It went
week
down
before?
as the most embarrassing NCAA baseball
How
loss
many-
in history.
How
You
many
know that?
Aggie balls
Even
dropped the week
President
before? There you go.
Biden
There
even
you
said,
go.
"I'm
Keep it
even
up.
embarrassed."
How many Aggie balls dropped the week before? That's why they weren't there, right?
No, that we just
Nah,
ran out of
no.
time.
They
No.
had a chance to play Texas again
They
in
lost
another sport
the-
and chose not to.
To Stanford in the same place, and they dropped 3 in the same outfield, didn't they?
No, they
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it was
No.
Magnus. The magnet
Yes, they
pulled
did.
it. The
No.
magnet pulled
The
it.
magnet pulled it.
Magnet.
Yeah,
But if I was up there
The
saying
delusion, the
that-
delusion.
Longhorns are always supposed to be the best, and they can't even catch a pop fly.
Hey,
Here
we
go.
are in the
I
Director's
hit a
Cup
nerve,
again. I don't know
boys.
if you know what that is. Though.
it's so funny that CDC, the Longhorns athletic director,
CDC,
he sent
Center for
sent
Disease
the,
Control. Yeah, it's a disease, that's for sure.
he sent the
Crystal
athletic
County.
director. He sent the athletic director of Stanford a box of flashlights the next
yeah?
day because everybody's griped about those lights for years. A&M lost 3 in the lights, same thing. There's no lights up. The light
Yeah.
poles are so short.
They're short.
Once
They're
the
really
ball
short.
gets past the lights,
You can't
in
see it
the
at nighttime.
It's
twilight sky, it's
California
terrible.
rules or something.
It is.
It is.
They
Save
sent
the
him a box
energy.
of
Save the
flashlights.
energy.
No, I don't
Hey,
know.
I will say that Texas is still represented though. TCU's still in it. The state of Texas.
They
Probably
are.
not-
They
probably
are
not
in
for
the World
long.
Series.
They
I
aren't.
don't-
They aren't for long, but
They're in the losing bracket. They're fixing to lose
TCU.
today,
I
probably.
thought you were saying like the Longhorns are still
no. I'm
representing.
sorry. The
I'm
state of
like,
Texas.
I don't know.
The state of Texas is still
TCU's
represented.
fixing to lose to Tennessee today, probably.
Texas Christian,
Well, we'll see.
non-Christian university.
Christian,
Yeah.
non-Christian.
I remember going to a LaDainian Tomlinson game versus
I
SMU,
love
and they
LT.
beat them like, I mean, it was like 70 to 7
Yeah.
or something. And I were sitting beside the TCU band, and I'm like, what in the debauchery is going on?
Oh, yeah.
here? They were pulling stuff out of their instruments, and I'm like, golly. I'm young, I didn't realize
Yeah.
this, but
I mean, they just.
It's college.
it's crazy.
TCU's playing Oral Roberts, by the way.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Oral Roberts. That's the one I was talking
Okay.
about. So there's a picture.
2 Christian universities.
Yeah,
Well, Oral Roberts
Asterisk.
is like the Cinderella story of the.
yeah, that's kind of like the
Yeah.
underdog. Hey, go for it. I don't know.
Heck yeah.
I will
Of course,
say.
I'll cheer for the Texas team, but
Have you
go for it.
seen the curse? If they catch horns down on the camera, the other team loses. Like
no way, really?
Sanford did horns down. They were winning the 9th inning, or Oral Roberts came back and beat them.
Oh,
And then,
really?
TCU did the same thing against another team. They showed the fans and
So when they're not
and
playing,
then- and they
is that
did-
what you're saying?
Yeah, they're not playing them.
they're not playing. TCU did it at Omaha. They did horns down at
It's just
Omaha.
proving it's a terrible
They
team.
lost again, as well. So
Interesting.
if you do horns down, you're going to lose almost every time.
but caught on camera.
Just like
is what
Yeah.
you're
it has
saying.
to be
Yeah.
caught on camera
Okay,
on
all right.
TV. Like
That's
you have
that's
to,
interesting. I
but
never
like
heard
Texas
about that.
Tech, so in 2019, we were down by 2 touchdowns and it was like 2 minutes left, and we somehow like they scored their touchdown to go up 2 touchdowns, and the guy was doing horns down in front of the camera. That was before they got penalty and everything, which they should. I mean, I don't care.
No penalty.
I don't think it should be a penalty. It's fun.
Well, it's funny your school thinks so.
Oh, that's fine. They can think that. Whatever you say.
Oh, that's
There's
what
a
the
lot
school
of things.
said.
A&M.
Please don't put the horns down.
hey,
I don't know what to do.
We'll talk about that in a little bit
Bunch
with
of
A&M
bozos.
creating a
Liberal
trophy for
Nancy's.
Jimbo. But we'll stay on topic here. So
Don't hurt my feelings.
Tech scored their touchdown to go 2 touchdowns up with only 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I was like, this game's over. And somehow we just bang, 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 scored 2 in a row. We go to overtime, have a miraculous catch in overtime. We win. But they showed that picture, that guy doing the horns down. They're like, man, if he didn't do this, they would have won. And then ever since then, that's been the trend. If you do horns down, caught on camera, you lose. It's just funny. It's just a funny thing.
Do they do it to any team or like a Texas team in general? So like if they're playing TCU.
No, like TCU is doing it.
Yeah, it's
TCU fans are doing
The
it.
opposite team.
Florida, we watched the SEC game. Florida and Florida State were playing, or I can't remember exactly. Florida and Mississippi or whatever.
So it's not even a Texas team.
No,
No,
and
it's just
Florida was
anybody.
doing
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
horns
what's-
down and horns up are the
It's just
2 most
stupid.
iconic things in college.
Man.
Most recognizable signs
Yeah.
of college. Horns down, everyone does horns down, and then everyone does horns up if you're in Longhorn. It's just recognizable.
Well, it's not just Longhorn. It's rock and
know?
roll.
What?
It's been around longer.
Nah,
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll has a
People-
thumb.
no, that's I love
No,
you
it's
in
not,
sign
baby.
language.
No, that's I
You
love
know,
you.
So.
That's I love you in sign language.
But,
Kind of like what they're doing
it's
Pride
all right.
Month at Austin. But
We're always in everybody's heads, especially
So.
A&M's.
no,
We could talk about
if
that,
there's
though.
one team that's obsessed, it is the Longhorns are obsessed with A&M.
Oh, yeah?
That's why they're having to join the SEC. Come on, little baby brother.
Well, we're not having to join the
And
SEC. The SEC wants us to join it.
Oh no,
Man,
y'all
I
are trying to
can't-
back
I can't
out.
wait
You
for
didn't get
that
the money
day.
deal for the Big 12. Y'all didn't get the way you wanted. Y'all sitting here and saying, "Oh, we got it, A&M. You go on to
Do we need-
SEC."
I think
How
we
long
need
did
to-
that last?
I think
Yeah.
we do need to
Not
play
very
some
long.
sound bites of the
Not very
A&M AD saying we were promised that we'd be the only Texas university in the SEC. And then he was just crying the month later when he heard that Texas is coming and Big Brother's coming, baby.
Who? Your big brother, Oklahoma's coming?
Big Brother's coming.
That's right.
Big brother's
Oklahoma's
coming.
coming too. Hey, I do love
Yeah,
how
I
we're getting
love
some matchups out of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
I've been
love it.
wanting this for
Bring
a long
the game
time.
back. Bring the game back.
not
We- it's
only
back,
Everybody
baby.
in the state of Texas has wanted the Lone Star rivalry back.
And to me, that's way bigger than Oklahoma. But
Oh, yeah.
Texas is still going to get to play Oklahoma.
I don't think so.
No, I do.
Because if
'Cause
you
you-
ever go to a Texas-Oklahoma game, I didn't think this until I went last year, and there's something about that stadium where it's half and half.
North and south.
There's nothing. It's an away game at one side. It's a home game on another. There's no other environment like it. I promise you. And
Not
it's a
even
little
bowl
more
game.
competitive than A&M because we can look up the records on Texas and
Well, I
A&M.
mean,
on, you know.
I'm going to disagree because I
I
have
would
been
disagree too, because that's just ego talking and I'm smart.
I've been to A&M Texas games, and I've been to Texas OU. It's been a while back, but the atmosphere at a Texas A&M game is a lot more. Texas versus Texas A&M is a lot more ruckus and loud.
That absolutely it is because how
Because
many
that's
fans are at Cotton Bowl compared to how many fans are going to be at a Texas A&M game? It's not. I'm not
Because
even
it's-
comparing.
I mean, you got 90,000
Just
to
because-
110,000, so you got 20,000 more. But at the same time,
it's
I
how
th- I
many?
think-
How many's in the Cotton Bowl?
you have 88,000, 90,000.
It's that big?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that big. I
90,000.
thought it was closer to like 50.
They
No, it's
finished upper deck.
90,000.
No, it's
Now,
not.
yeah, they added an upper deck
Oh,
to
they
it.
added it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
But still, I mean, how many does
Still,
Kyle?
I'm-
that's like
How many does Kyle Field hold? Like
now
100,000?
108,000
Yeah, it's like it's closer to 120 because they did that upper deck above the.
again.
Yeah.
It added more.
They added
Golly.
more. And how much is?
Texas has 105,000.
Yeah.
Right.
106.
So we,
But I
probably,
mean-
we probably have 107.
But I mean, you got to think about that though, because I don't know. I've been, like I said, like it's been a while, but I think Texas and Texas A&M game is
honestly,
because it's more in state. It means a lot more than Texas
I don't
OU.
know.
well, and honestly, you could argue Oklahoma could be an in-state because most of the
Only when the
players,
Sooner falls over.
Dude, did you
Most
see
of the
what
players are
Colin
from
Coward did
Texas.
this week?
What happened?
Colin Coward said Nebraska, when they left the Big 12,
they fell off.
they fell off the map. And they
Yeah.
did.
They did. They absolutely did.
Nobody. They said,
Yeah.
is Oklahoma the next one to do this?
Probably.
Because
don't think
Oklahoma
so.
has less than, how many of their players?
They only had like 3
3 players from Oklahoma
itself.
in this Oklahoma recruiting cycle. 3
From the state of Oklahoma.
It's because they
And
usually
so
get
they're
them all
not-
from Texas.
Yeah.
But they're not producing any in-state talent.
Yeah.
And if
I
you're
don't
not
think they have in a
producing any-
while though. Like, what would the
I think-
numbers be like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
I think it was more than that. It wasn't. There was a lot of Texas players for sure,
But they had.
but it was like
Yeah.
50-50.
I think
I
Oklahoma's.
didn't think it was that close.
I think Oklahoma's dynasty has changed when the coaching change happened.
Well, I think Brent Venables is not what they think.
Which
he
coaching
is.
change?
Yeah, that's true.
What's his name?
Riley.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's when Stoops left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it went from
Well,
Stoops
I mean,
to Riley,
it was
there
more
was-
of a lateral.
But let's go back
to
again.
Lincoln Riley.
I'll just continue to talk about this again, okay? Oklahoma won their last championship when?
it's been a while.
02.
Yeah.
2002.
2002. Texas won a championship since Oklahoma did.
05.
07? 05?
Yeah.
Or 06.
And Texas played for
06.
one since Oklahoma did, 2009.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's been, and people think, oh, Oklahoma. How long has it been?
But it could be an argument because that was pre-playoffs.
Yeah.
Because that was
There's always
whenever-
going to be that asterisk of
But they've been in the playoffs the past. They've been
They lost
to
to Boise
three.
State
They've been to
in the
3
playoffs.
playoffs, and they've gotten busted in 3 playoffs.
How many has Texas been in playoffs? So it's
But-
the same
Yeah,
argument.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying
It's the
is-
same
I'm
argument.
not saying that
But the
we're going to
thing
be
is,
there.
Ooh.
All I'm saying
no,
is,
no, no.
I-
What I'm saying from then to now, there has been a huge change with the playoffs. And whenever you get bought, like Alabama's always going to be in playoffs. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that name is always going to be in the playoffs.
if they play well, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they
I-
always
they're
tend to
kinda-
play well.
they're
They
kinda
had
having a
two loss. They were a
little ebb right
2-loss
now.
team this last
I don't
time. They
know.
still made it.
They're going to get in, especially now since there's 12 teams. I mean, I think 4
All
or
right, let's
5
talk about this for a
SEC
second
teams are
too.
gonna
You
get
talk
in.
about coaching change. What happens if St. Nick leaves?
They're not going to be as good.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's going to be a, there's
Is it
going
going
to
to be another Pat Riley
Yeah.
with what's his face? I don't know.
there's going to be a void for sure.
Yeah. that's
Well,
what
they
I'm
wanted
saying.
Sarkisian
Look
to
at
be the
every
next
one of his
coach.
Look at his coaching staff that's been developed over all the years he's been there.
And now they're all
tons of head coaches.
they're all at different schools
But
coaching now.
How many are top tier head coaches?
Lots of
Top
them.
Lots
They're-
of 'em.
they're-
Kirby.
lots
Kirby
of 'em.
Smart, and who
Kirby.
else? So?
Kirby.
Kirby Smart, and who else?
Dabo, maybe.
Dabo, yeah.
I would say tons more. Look at who it. They always come back. This is one of Alabama's old head
Yeah, but who-
coaching
Yeah.
staffs.
Would
If
you-
you
would you
make it at
consider-
a D1 and you
would you
stay there more than
consider-
several
Would
years,
you
I would say
consider
that's
Lane
an
Kiffin a top
established.
shelf?
Sure, he's
Oh,
sought
you're
after.
crazy. Oh no.
He's a
no.
mid tier.
He's sought
He
after.
ain't top
No,
tier. I'm
no.
talking top tier is
No.
your selected
Well,
5,
we're
6
just getting
coaches.
subjective. You're just
No.
going.
I'm just
Your
talking coaches in
perception of
general.
Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney.
That's
Kirby
it.
Smart, Dabo Swinney.
No,
That's it.
I don't know. Because if you go to ESPN, that's the first thing they're going to talk about. They're going to bring up the stats. Like, he's never, there's only, like,
Sure, there's
Jimbo's
a bunch
one of the
of 'em
only
out
ones that's
there.
beat him. You
There's
know,
a bunch of
them out
there's a bunch
there.
of head
But who?
coaches, but they're not top
Kirby
tier. Like
Smart,
Mel Tucker.
Dabo Smith.
Mel
That's it.
Tucker is
Bingo.
in mid tier.
What makes them a top tier then? What's your
going to the
subjective opinion?
championships and winning championships?
Okay.
Continually producing top
Tier.
level teams. Dabo Swinney, Kirby Smart. Bingo.
Well, he
No
could have
bets.
one on staff now. We don't know, and that could happen whenever he leaves.
The
You
DJ
don't know.
said they've been rated.
They've been
Georgia's the next Alabama. Georgia is Alabama
That's
now.
it. I think you're right. That's
Because
what,
we're
that's my
seeing
thing.
that.
So
The transition's happening right now.
I googled
Turnovers.
former Nick Saban coaches or assistants that are now coaches,
Billy
and
Napier.
here's the list: Jimbo
Jimbo
Fisher,
Fisher,
Kirby
yeah.
Smart, Will Muschamp. There's a forgotten name.
Not
He's
a
back
good,
on
not,
staff.
not a good head coach
He's-
though.
No, he's a nut.
Not a good head coach. Good defensive coach.
Jeremy Pruitt, he was head coach at Tennessee from
Got,
Yeah,
busted,
he
got
got-
busted for buying players.
Mark
which they do now.
D'Antonio.
Yeah,
The
Michigan State.
basketball coach.
Yeah, that's my first thought.
Michigan State.
Lane Kiffin,
Mid tier.
Derek Dooley.
Don't know who that is.
He was
Used to
head.
be-
He
used to
was
be at Kentucky.
He was head coach at Louisiana Tech from 07 to 09, Tennessee from 10 to 12. Golly, he's been all over the place.
His dad was a major coach too.
So I think what it is.
Jim McElwain,
I don't know who that is.
head coach at Colorado State from 12 to 14, Florida from 15 to 17, and is now at Central Michigan.
I don't know. I think if you get head coach to head coach, I think you're pretty much at the top.
And see, that's
Even if you have a losing record
Yeah.
and you go to another team to be a head
so
coach
here comes
instead
the-
of
here
an
comes the
assistant.
ugly
Charlie
truth. Here comes
Strong
ugly truth.
did that. and
Here
he's
comes the
not.
ugly truth.
Steve
Dabo
Sarkisian.
Swinney,
No.
Dabo Swinney, or your boy at A&M. Who's better?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Get your maroon colored
on.
glasses
No,
off.
I'm serious. I
Do you
don't
know Jason Garrett? is a
What's the
Come
Nick
comparison?
Saban?
How would you compare them?
How would you compare them?
Yeah, I don't see a comparison.
I don't either. That's
Thank
what
you.
I'm
So
saying.
that means you don't
Dabo
know.
Swinney
Dabo
is
kills
way
him.
better than
I
Jimbo
don't know.
Fisher.
Come on. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Come on. No. It's
You-
not even close.
Not even close.
I think it's about the same.
Did you know? You know that?
If Clemson went 7-5, Dabo would be fired immediately. If he went 7-5, much less 5-7, just like A&M did their 5th year.
That they were getting restless last year at Clemson when Dabo hung out with Ugalululu at their quarterback instead of putting in Cade. He put in Cade. They started winning. Everything kind of settled down.
Yeah,
trust me, Dabo is a different level than Jimbo.
I like Dabo. I say character-wise, I'll take him.
Oh yeah,
any day.
Well, I would take him over any coach.
As a coaching level, I don't know.
And he may go back to Alabama when it's through.
How many championships does he have?
If Dabo goes back to Alabama,
4?
It's
I
over.
thought it was 3.
No, if Dabo goes back to Alabama, it's over.
Yeah, because they're going to be good for a while.
Yeah,
and that could happen.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Well, who goes back to Alabama? I don't. Dabo, maybe. Who knows?
Because we know that now Kirby's not going to Alabama because Georgia is the new Alabama.
Dabo's
they are.
Dabo's the king of Clemson. The whole state.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
That's hard. It's hard to leave.
I have a random Nick Saban fact.
Hit me.
Did you know that Jason Garrett is a Nick Saban spinoff?
A spinoff? What does that mean?
It was assistant.
He was an assistant.
Yeah.
Who?
Like I said,
Jason Garrett.
That proved my point, doesn't it?
Not really, because what we were arguing about was top shelf coaches.
That's what I'm saying.
But just
would you consider
that's
Jason Garrett a top shelf coach?
I think a top shelf coach is one that contends for a championship.
So Jimbo contends for a championship?
Did he win one?
At where?
He won. That doesn't matter.
Where?
He won one.
At where?
We're arguing about a coach.
I can't come out and say Steve Sarkisian is a championship coach until he contends at University of Texas, contending for a championship.
You can be a championship coach and not coach at the school you're currently at.
In the craziness.
So you're telling me Jimbo.
Hold on.
I'm not talking about immediately. He's been there 5 years.
Jimbo won. Win.
It doesn't matter.
So hold on.
You're talking about a top shelf coach.
He won one after Bobby Bowden retired with Bobby Bowden's players.
Okay.
He still won a championship in that respect. But by your hold on.
If I went and coached if I was a coach and I went and coached behind Bobby Bowden players and won a championship, would I be considered a top shelf coach?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Your name would be attached to that championship.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not saying it's not attached to it.
Yes.
I'm saying does that make you a top shelf coach? No. You didn't recruit those guys.
You still coach them
those
though.
guys there.
Yes.
DJ, come on.
Hold on. No, wait. So I'm going to go off the rails here a little bit on your logic, and it's going to be way out there. So you're telling me Nick Saban decides tomorrow, you know what? I don't want to coach at Alabama. I'm going to go to Texas. You're not going to consider him a championship coach because he has not won a championship at Texas.
Record.
No.
That's exactly right.
I'm saying look at his track record.
How many?
So does
with
one
who?
championship make you
How
a
many
championship coach?
You answer the
But
question.
also,
is he
he
still
can't answer the question because it's
Bob
devastating
Stoops,
to his
Is
narrative.
Bob Stoops his
I
championship
can't answer
coach?
because everyone's talking.
It's because everybody's over talking the logical thought.
No.
He's saying that if Nick Saban goes to Texas and he droughts it for 5 or 6 years, you're saying he's not a top shelf because he didn't win one at
You're
Texas.
not listening.
No, you're not hearing what you're
No,
saying.
you're not listening.
A championship coach is not top shelf.
One championship does not make you a championship coach.
Yes, and I agree with that. Yes.
One championship.
I disagree because you
does
still
not
won a
make you
championship.
A championship coach.
I disagree. You have all the talent in the world with the Lakers, and they can't make it to the championship.
All right, let's talk about this way. Bring it back here, okay? Charlie Strong coached Bridgewater. They had a top four. They had a top 4 finish at Louisville. Is Louisville a championship program? Was Charlie Strong a championship coach?
Louisville back then, yes.
Yeah, back in the day they were.
Oh my God, you guys are nuts.
No, it's logical.
You can have one good year. It doesn't make you championship level. No.
Yes.
If you make a championship, it makes you championship level, yes.
For that year.
For 1 year.
It makes you a
But you're still a
For that
championship.
year.
You're
So-
still
So when you crap out the next year, that makes you championship level?
So all these people that have championships on a resume, it doesn't matter. It doesn't pass. It doesn't.
I'm going to tell you right now, Texas is rebuilding because they're not at championship level.
Yes.
Well, they haven't been that way for a long time though.
2009.
2009. I was going to say 7. I couldn't remember.
2009.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm saying.
So back to my question, Quentin. Yes or no? So Saban leaves Alabama.
Well, look at the track record.
I'm not.
How many
no,
has he won?
I know what you're
hold
saying.
on,
And goes
hold
to
on.
Texas.
If he leaves Alabama, goes to Texas, do you still consider him a championship coach because of what he brings from Alabama? Because
How
based
many-
on
How many
hold
does
on,
he have?
How many has he won?
he's won a lot.
That's
Yeah,
why.
exactly.
Well,
It doesn't
okay,
matter.
let's say he wins 2.
What he said a while ago is it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. That's what you said. It
Yeah.
doesn't
You
matter what
win
you've done in the
one.
past.
No, if you win one, it doesn't make you championship
Can
level.
a blind squirrel find a nut every once in a while?
Dabo
I have
Sweeney?
no idea.
How many Dabo Sweeney you won?
I have no idea what to say.
4.
I have no idea what's that.
How many has
I'm at a
Kirby
loss.
Smart won? 2 in a row.
Hey,
total.
I'll give a shout out. Please send in your thoughts.
All I'm
'Cause
saying is this.
Hang on, Quentin. I'm talking. Please send in your thoughts, write it in, and try to simplify this for my simple brain, because I thought whenever you make it to championship, you made it to the championship
All right.
level.
I have a question for DJ.
What?
So do you consider Jimbo Fisher a championship coach?
Because he won a championship once, yes.
So you think he should stay at A&M because he's a championship coach?
I didn't
Championship
say
that.
coaches get fired all the time.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're not a championship coach.
Yeah. You can win one
we were talking
championship
about
and
top-
still be considered a championship coach.
So
Would you consider Bobby Bowden a championship coach?
yes.
Yeah.
How many did he win? Multiple.
Well, I mean, I would
Like
say
4?
he's a top tier too.
Multiple. Okay, what I'm saying is pretty plain and simple.
How about this?
What separates you is not a one and done.
How about this?
I think
Local level. All right, local level. Jay Jameson, was he a top tier basketball coach?
top tier, yes.
Yeah.
No, he never won a championship. He was an assistant coach. He never won
I didn't say championship though. I said top tier.
okay, it's the same definition. That's what we're using. You're just
So
being
so we
subjective
are
with words.
using I'm talking about. I just want to get some
No,
definitions.
no,
does
because
top
this
tier
is y'all's
equals
argument.
championship? Does top tier equals championship?
No.
I wasn't. That's
No
what
or
y'all
yes?
brought into it. I'm
I'm saying
y'all
y'all
brought
doesn't.
it into
Because
it.
I'm saying
Y'all,
this.
you
I
brought
said-
you brought championships
So
into
y'all
it.
brought in
No,
championship.
y'all said championship
Oh,
coach.
absolutely not. Because I said Jimbo. I think he's a championship. I think he's a top tier. And I
So
said
you think he's
because
top tier coach?
Excuse me. I think he's a top tier coach because he won a championship. And you're like, well, championships aren't everything. And then that's why I just brought in a local level. Jay Jameson never won a championship, but
he was a
sought
heck of
after
a
by a
coach.
lot of different coaches because he's a top tier coach.
All right. So this is what I'm trying to get to.
I don't know your ever changing.
Are you gonna let me speak this time?
Probably not.
There we go.
I'm gonna pull a lock
There we go.
and over talk every
There
time
we
y'all
go.
say
No,
something.
you talk over talk every time, but it's okay.
Hey, pull the
So
pull the tapes.
so
15
what are we
minutes ago.
defining here? Because that's where the waters are beginning to be muddied. Does top tier equal championship, and does championship
No.
equal top
No,
tier?
because
No.
you can be a top tier coach.
So Jimbo is
highly-
not a top tier coach,
Hold on,
regardless
let-
of championship.
Let me finish my thought. You
What
can be
in the
you can be a
world?
top tier coach and be sought after and not win a championship.
Exactly. That's
So
what
we're
I've been saying
putting-
all along.
So we're putting Billy Napier, who was sought after, considered top tier, up with Nick Saban in the same level. Exact same level.
Your words just said he was considered top
I'm trying.
tier.
I'm trying to understand because we're both on different
Yeah.
brainwaves. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to say.
So, are you putting Billy Napier, Florida head coach, who did great at Raging Cajuns, sought after, considered top tier? This is second year though. Are you putting him in the same level with Nick Saban? That's
No,
my
because
question.
Nick Saban's on a whole nother level because of he has been at Alabama for 400 years.
So when we say top tier, then where do we put Nick Saban?
Nick Saban's elite. He's in
top
a very
tier, the top tier.
So now we
He's-
just need to change
Hold
our
on.
lingo. Is what I'm getting
yeah,
to.
yeah. Nick Saban is on a whole nother level. Like Nick Saban is up here.
And Kirby Smart
Championship
and
level.
Dabo.
Championship
No,
level.
Nick Saban is all by himself because of the
I would've
length.
put Dabo up there.
Because of the length that he has been at Alabama, and he has outcoached everybody
He
else.
ain't been there. He's been there late. He ain't that long.
Been there for a
He's
long
been there
time.
since
He's been there for a while.
Oh wait.
It was at LSU.
Oh wait.
In coaching years, that's
was
a
it?
lifetime.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, how
If
long
you
has
make
Dabo
it-
been there?
If you make it more
Not
than
near
4 or
as
5
long.
years,
Dabo's been there a long time.
Not near as long. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all are changing the words.
I'm not changing the words.
I said all the assistant coaches that he's produced has become head coaches. They
Yeah.
were sought after.
Yeah.
And then y'all brought up the championship stuff. I'm saying those are top tier
Well,
coaches that he
initially-
produces. He's
He-
probably going to produce another one that could take over so he can be just like the Heat. That's
he produces.
exactly what I just said.
He
This is what I'm
produces
getting
talent.
to. Initially,
produces talent.
Our top tier was different from your top tier
Urban
on
Meyer.
definition.
Yes, I
that's
said
what,
that from
that's
the
what I'm
start.
saying.
Yeah. Because
That's what I was trying to get to.
you were taking into consideration championships. We were taking in consideration the pedigree that they're coming from.
Yes.
Which I still
Okay,
think.
well, dude at Michigan, what's his name? My mind freaking
Harbaugh?
going up.
Harbaugh.
I got him twisted, boys. I got him twisted.
Man,
Harbaugh.
I love Harbaugh.
Harbaugh's not a championship level coach.
At Michigan,
He hasn't won, has he?
He hasn't won a championship.
he's a definite top tier coach.
He's a
He
top tier
hasn't won.
coach, though.
He's
That's the
always
problem.
in the discussion. He's always competitive. He's
Till
in
he does it,
contender
he ain't
every
it.
single time. I would consider him a top tier coach.
I would too.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
I would
I mean,
consider him a top tier
What
coach, but
about-
not is he a
what about
championship
Day?
coach?
What about Ryan Day?
But you're saying
I've turned the tide, boys.
No, are you saying?
No,
Are you
you
saying?
haven't. You're wrong. We're flipping a tide on you.
No, the
But
only
you're saying
tide's coming is
you're
Alabama.
You're saying championship equals top tier. That's what you said with Jimbo.
Absolutely.
You said because Jimbo won a championship, he's top tier.
I said that's a consideration of it.
But I
That's
think
part of
think
it.
Harbaugh is top
Y'all
tier.
are saying he's crap, and I'm like, he's won a championship
doesn't
despite what
matter.
he
At
brought
where?
in.
At where?
You're bringing up places. We're talking about head coaches. I don't
That's
care.
where that's where I'm explaining.
I could
the
care less
confusion.
if you won it.
Does Harbaugh
at
have-
New York State University?
Is Harbaugh?
That's where I'm.
Do they have a football
see,
team?
yeah.
No, he
this
doesn't
is
even have
where-
a football.
This is where the waters are muddy because I was saying top tier is different. Also, obviously, you have championships, but top tier and championship coach is not the same thing. You have championship coach. I'll give
I think
you
a top tier it has.
All right, let's back up here.
championships.
Let's back up here. The coach at Wisconsin, Barry, whatever his name was there forever. Did a good job.
Barry Sanders.
Never won. He never won. He never won.
He was semi-consistent though.
I would say that was a good coach.
Not championship level.
I'd say top tier.
Not me. They were satisfied.
Middle
Wisconsin.
No, I mean it's all perspective.
They
and I
were
get it.
satisfied.
And it's
you think
subjective.
You think Barry? What's his name? I can't think of his name, but I picture him. You think he would have lasted at Michigan?
Probably.
I don't even know
No,
what these
not at all.
definitions mean anymore.
Not
Honestly,
at all.
We can what if stuff
Not
to
at
death.
all. Because Michigan was getting tired of Harbaugh for not winning. Harbaugh is only there because they beat Ohio State last couple of years.
Are you
What
talking about
good
Barry
records.
Alvarez?
Yes, Barry Alvarez. Thank you. I can't think of his last name.
I do want to say this. Let's bring it to present time, right here, right now. Top tier wise. Do you
Don't
think?
even get in this argument.
Hold on.
I
Time out.
don't think
Time
Steve
out.
Sarkisian, until he wins, is considered a top tier coach.
No, he's not.
He's
Let me-
not, and
let
I'm being
me-
honest. Do you consider right now Jimbo Fisher at A&M a top tier coach? I'm talking about right now. That's what we're talking about. That's really what I want to get to. Right now, do you think Jimbo Fisher is a top tier coach?
Well, you could spin it this way as far as top tier. If Jimbo Fisher got fired, would he have another Division I job waiting for him?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many D1 schools out there.
Well, there you go.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But Steve Sarkisian will
Okay, let me
so
ask
that
you
mean
this.
Charlie
Let
Strong?
me ask you this.
Charlie
Not
Strong
just
got
a
fired.
D1
Charlie
went to
Strong was
USF.
terrible.
D1,
though.
he was
D1 coach
sought
is a
after.
different question because the D1 can be anybody.
Colorado State. That could be USF.
Usually not head coach to head coach.
Yes.
Usually you go from head coach. If
All right.
you fizzle out
I think
again,
you should
go
say
down,
Tom
you
Herman.
get
Hold on.
demoted
Tom
to-
Herman at FAU right now.
You finally got it rattled. I love it.
Dude, he is so rattled. You should see his eyes shaking.
Tom Herman right now goes to Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
They're D1.
Well, Tom Herman's a jerk, though.
But they're
Doesn't
D1 though.
matter.
That's what you said.
That's what
Yeah,
I
said.
said.
but I mean,
D1.
Still, though, he
Is
got
he
a
a top
job.
tier
didn't he?
coach?
Hugh Freeze and his mess up.
Why did he go there?
Huh?
Why did he go there?
To Auburn?
Where is he now?
What? No. Why did he go there?
Why did he go where?
He didn't win a
Where-
championship.
Exactly. Why did he go?
He won a couple bowl games.
So you're saying he's top tier. That's what we're getting to.
What? Absolutely.
That's why they.
So you
that's
think
why
Tom
they chose
Herman's
him.
top tier?
No, I don't think Tom
But
Herman's
that's
top
what
tier.
your logic is saying. If they go D1, they're top tier. Charlie Strong went D1 USF, top tier. That's basically what you're saying though. I'm just repeating what
I'm
you
saying
said.
that-
Hold on.
can't-
Let me go where he was talking about Barry Alvarez. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got a point to this. He was with Wisconsin for 16 years.
Yeah.
1990 to 2005.
Yes.
His record, never won a championship. His
Did he win a
record.
Big Ten championship at all?
I don't have to go. I have to look at
Maybe
that.
1, 2.
His record, 119 and 72.
What is that? Mediocre.
That's 50%, right?
That's a winning team.
It's mediocre.
It's a winning team, though.
It's a winning. It's a consistent winning team.
Let me see. Let me see if he ever won
In
a
A&M eyes.
championship.
Mediocre.
Well, it'd be in a Longhorns' eyes too. I think you have a shallow memory
What
of
did Mac Brown go?
what the Longhorns finished just a year before.
And what did A&M finish year before?
About the same.
No, not about the same. 8 and 5 and
Yeah.
4, 5 and
Wow.
7, not the same.
Alvarez was a part of Lou Holtz's staff at Notre Dame. I didn't know that. He won a couple of bowl games, but it never really.
Never won a Big Ten championship.
He tied that. He was close. So
Mediocre.
in 90, they were real bad.
Sounds like he was a pretty sustained coach.
90, they were 1 and 10.
It depends on expectations. is what it comes
91,
down
they
to.
were 5 and 6. 92, they were 5 and 6. 93, they were 10 and 1.
That's a good year.
Tied for first and won the Rose Bowl.
Very good year.
Boom. And
But
that's
wait, back in 93, wasn't the Rose Bowl considered a championship game though?
No, it was different.
It was, yeah, it's all
It was
crazy.
it was at Pasadena and it wasn't.
But I
you
mean,
know what
he stayed very consistent.
Yep.
5-6 was the worst it ever got.
Yep.
He went 10-1, 8-3, 8-5, 8-5, 11-1, 10-2,
Top tier.
9-2, 5-7. Well, they fell off that year, but still won the Rose Bowl, won the Hall of Fame Bowl.
Again,
So
here
if
comes my question.
He won the Rose
Here
Bowl
comes my
5
question.
times.
Again, the same question we played out a while ago. Would they have put up with that kind of garbage at Michigan?
If Arkansas
he'd
sees
be
this
gone.
guy's
Would they
record
have put
after,
that? Would they have put up with that crap at Ohio State?
did Chad Morris win a championship at SMU?
No.
Did he go to one of the biggest schools out there?
And he got-
Arkansas.
And he
It
got
doesn't matter
Arkansas.
what he did.
What exposed
It
him.
doesn't matter
It
what he
doesn't-
did.
No.
What showed the true colors?
Why
He went 2-10.
did he go there?
Because they thought he was a top tier coach, but they thought.
But they got exposed that
They
he wasn't.
thought,
was.
but he wasn't.
He was.
If he was a top tier coach, he would have been
Dude,
there.
he
He'd still be
was.
there.
Where is he now? Where's he
Why?
now?
Probably Grant Saline.
At Allen High
He's got a
School.
ranch out there in Grant
It's Allen
Saline.
High School.
Allen,
Is he really coaching
He
high
really
school
is
No,
playing
football?
yeah.
high school football.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
He wanted to drop down out of all the circus of players.
I can imagine.
And so,
Well, I actually know what happened because a kid I work with that went to Arkansas when he was coaching, he said he would leave Friday, not be with the team, and go watch his son play football, and then show up right before game time Saturday and say, "Let's go play."
Yeah.
That's not a top tier coach.
I think that's an awesome coach to say family comes first.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Absolutely.
It's not being committed
know-
to the job you accepted.
and look what Sam Pittman's doing
You know
right
how
now.
many days a week coaches work?
Did
Seven.
they sign up for that job?
Actually,
do they have freedom to
I
sign
want
up
to
for
give
that
a
job?
shout out to head coach here. I actually talked to him a week or two ago, and he said that one of the biggest things he's going to bring is a family-oriented mindset. That if you have your kids' games coming up, get your work done on Thursday, and then you can cut out whatever early Saturday or whatever the case is, so that you can go watch your kids' games. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the
Absolutely.
things that I love about Chad Morris is you probably didn't hear about this. He would bring his team down once every couple. Or like I forgot how often. It was pretty frequent. He would bring them down here to go hog hunting, even though he's
Wow.
from Arkansas, because he was all about the family orientation.
Yeah.
And see, like your perspective is from one side, but
That's
I
okay.
see it as a different one, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we were just talking about with the words. My perspection.
Perspection.
I just made that word up. See, it's a new word. I'm following y'all suit. I see it as somebody, he looks at that guy like, man, this guy competed. He's very competitive. He's even got some stuff underneath his names. Look at the win column.
Yeah.
I want him to be at my school, and let's see if we get some production. That's what I consider
I
top
think
tier.
it's really just a difference. Sorry,
You just
I
see
didn't
a
mean-
legacy championship team, and that's okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. Those guys are at the very top tier. I would say that's like the percentage of successful college players making it into the big leagues.
Yeah.
That's what y'all are putting them in. That's fine. I just see it at
I think
Anybody that
when you
makes
look back at college football, what coaches do you talk about the most?
Lou Holtz.
Do you talk about the winning coaches, or do you talk about the mediocre coaches that may have had an influence? Which I'm not saying you shouldn't have an influence on your
Bobby
team.
Bowden.
I think
You need
it's
to have an
perspective.
influence.
Think
But
about
I
that coach at
think
Penn
Tom
State.
Osborne.
When you look back, you talk about Bear Bryant, 6
Bear Bryant.
championships. You talk about Nick
Nick
Saban.
And his
You're
75
not going to talk
championships.
about losing coaches. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, when you talk about college football, you talk
ready
about
for
winning
this?
coaches.
I'm gonna lay this out. We're gonna finish this right now. Ed Orgeron won a championship.
Who?
Ed Orgeron at
Ed
LSU.
Orgeron.
Yes.
I don't even know who that is.
Ed Orgeron, who won in 2019 with Joe Burrow.
Go
Tigers.
Oh, that guy.
The
Yeah.
guy off of Waterboy.
Yeah. He won a championship.
With Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, all the talent in the world.
From who?
Who they beat?
He didn't recruit those guys.
No, he didn't. He stepped into that.
He did.
And is he a championship coach?
No.
Yes, he is. He won a championship.
It doesn't matter if he stepped into it or not, though.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Because his name is on, even though he may not have
Because if
earned
you
it or
don't build
recruited it.
if you don't recruit it and build it, you ain't it.
So you're telling me if you
Point
go look at the
blank.
championship trophy, his name's not on it?
Where is he right
No.
now is a question.
His name's on it, but did he build it? That's
Does
the
it-
question.
Yeah, he built it over the whole season.
No, he didn't build it.
How come the coach didn't take the Lakers to championship? He's got all the talent
He
in the
didn't
world.
build it.
He did build that.
No.
The Lakers team didn't build that. They bought it.
Nope.
He had a bunch of prima donnas on that team. That's why he didn't make it.
Because I can name a coach that everybody can think of, Joe Paterno.
Oh, Joey P.
But he's not talked about in good ways.
Oh, no.
So you can also be remembered by other ways too.
Yeah,
Sure
Yeah.
he can.
But I think it all just goes down to perspective.
absolutely.
That's all
And
it is.
expectations.
So we're going to,
That's it.
speaking of expectations and
That was a fun
perspectives,
segment.
it was a
good.
fun.
It was good back.
You can win
And
a
there's
championship
no-
without being a champion.
There's no real.
You can win a championship without being a champion.
Without being championship level.
I think you have to be a
I'm
championship level
confused.
to win a championship.
Nope. Sorry.
All right, so we've beat this horse.
So the question is this. Here's a simple question.
No.
Can you catch lightning in the bottle?
No, you would die.
It's dangerous, but
Yeah, you can. Everybody knows you can.
Go prove it.
Everybody knows
I
you
think
can.
I think a good example would be NCAA March Madness. If San Diego State would have won this year,
my bracket would have been awesome.
Are they going to be
But
back
then-
next year? Are they going to be back next year?
And then for
More than likely.
40, 50 years, they barely make the March Madness, but don't do anything.
Okay, here we go. Indiana State, Hickories. We all know who played on that team, don't we?
Larry
Yeah.
Bird.
What are they? Are they a championship team?
They won the championship.
That 1 year. That
Yes.
1 year.
They
won the championship.
They were a 1-year championship team.
You can be a one-hit wonder and still make money from it.
But does it make you a
I
championship
think this is
level?
what I think. No, I think what
Exactly
I
it.
think the confusion comes down, and we're about to go to the next segment.
Program,
Sorry,
the
listeners,
program.
that you have to endure this suffering. We're having a good time though. We really are. I think the biggest difference is the recognition of the definitions of championship. I'm not saying Jimbo has not won a championship. I'm not denying that. It's clear that he won a championship and he had a one championship year. I think to define him as a championship coach, though, a coach that produces championships consistently, I think that's where the water is getting muddied because championship coach, you have 3-4 coaches, and I think that's in terms of my term, Nick, Dabo, and I'm talking about conference championships as well.
Currently.
They win the ACC every year. Dabo does. Nick Saban almost wins the SEC every year, or Kirby Smart. You have 3 or 4 championship. They win championships. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the difference is as well in terms of our verbiage. I think that's where it's getting lost. But to go on to the next
We're
one,
good.
that's where I think.
PGA versus Live.
Oh my gosh, this is a big old. Have you heard that DOJ is now stepping in on this?
The government's coming in to ruin something
Yeah,
else.
imagine that.
Go figure.
So, apparently, the Department of Justice Antitrust Division has informed the PGA Tour it will review the organization's proposed merger with Saudi-funded Live Golf.
Okay, I have one question for him. First of all, start off as point blank. Before Live even showed up, how many professional golf associations were there?
I don't know.
Just one?
Then shut up.
I have no idea.
Just one.
Just one.
And so now they're saying, oh, you can't have it because there'll be just one. Shut up. There was one before. Liv turns up. Liv decides to buy out the PGA Tour. And so now they're concerned about it. Whatever. If the PGA wants to sell out and the head guy did without the players or without talking to anybody else, they got messed up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, honestly, until
more news
comes out.
I don't know exactly what they're
It's very
investigating.
They don't.
Sorry.
It basically says a source with knowledge of the situation said that interest by the DOJ would be an extension of a pre-existing investigation and would not be unusual for U.S. antitrust authorities
Antitrust lawsuit was a monopoly.
to review a transaction of this profile. The source added the review does not suggest the transaction violates any antitrust laws.
I think it's just because it's so much bukus of money.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And the players that went to live a little, they got paid.
Oh
Sure
yeah.
they did.
And then the other players like, no, that ain't right. And, and now they're getting paid. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, this ain't so
Yeah.
bad.
Now I see what it's saying.
Well-
So the DOJ was already investigating Live prior to the merger.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because it's.
Saudi race.
Saudis.
Nothing's gonna happen. You
But
know.
yeah, look at Hunter. Nothing happened. to
It's
him.
just the government shoving their nose in other places the government should not
Yeah.
be.
I think ultimately what it is it's very confusing because PGA is not getting bought out, but they are getting bought
Oh,
out
they are.
because what it's saying is
They sold out. They didn't
this
get bought out. They sold out.
PIF, which is not Live,
Yeah.
it's a PIF, which is Public Investment Fund, is blanketing. It's an umbrella over the 3 different Live, PGA, and the DP World Tour, which is
shell
European.
company.
So they're
Yeah.
saying these are still going to be separate entities. They're just going to be under one thing of the PIF. But ultimately, we all know that the Saudis are buying it out, and they're going to do whatever they want with it.
First of all,
you know?
nobody knew that the
So-
Saudis were already backing the PGA Tour tremendously.
Yeah.
They already had a lot of the purse money involved. They already bought out DPT was already theirs too. It's just
They're
sad.
basically running it anyhow. Now it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
more public. You know,
Yeah.
it's just public now, is what it is.
Yeah,
So
one of the things they're saying in here is the Upstarts League is linked to the Kingdom, which has a sordid record on human rights, triggered a swarm of controversy, but with the help of a reported $2 billion investment from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, dangled massive prize and perks
Rinse, dangled.
Rinse, repeat. All right, I'll say this real quick, and I'm probably gonna make some people mad. But what
You've already made a lot of people mad. What are you doing?
It didn't make me mad. I promise you, I'm not mad.
No, we all
What's
love each
new?
other. We really do.
You know,
Behind the scenes.
I just wish America would go back to being a free enterprise place again.
It
Absolutely.
ain't gonna happen.
I know, just like Quentin said.
Make
that
some
ain't gonna-
money.
There's so much money out there that people are so bought off. Hey, speaking of, I did go golfing this past week.
Yeah,
and
where'd
despite
you
it
go?
being
Where'd you
June,
go?
I hit 2 balls straight
Where'd you
Hey.
go?
down the hallway. What is it called in Rockwall?
Buffalo Creek.
Buffalo Creek.
Oh,
That's a good place.
It was fun, man. It was fun. I only lost
in
like
good
8
shape?
balls.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Was the course in
Good.
good shape?
It
Greens in good
was.
shape.
Not,
Yeah.
Man, it was raining.
Oh,
And they had a lot of sand on the greens.
Oh, the green.
It was
They just
aerated.
punched them. Okay.
It was, and
Yeah.
man, it was just it was really slow. You had to hit the ball.
Wow.
But I had some pretty good shots. I was proud of myself.
Good
Where'd you
deal.
go play
We
soon?
played a scramble, and the first like 6 holes, they screwed up and took mine. You know what I mean? Like,
Ooh, there
it
you
was
go.
good. I
That's
felt
good,
good.
though.
Whenever you
Right.
play scramble and you
Heck
take my
yeah.
ball, that's a bad day for you.
Mine too, because it'll be in the trees somewhere.
It's still fun though.
But there's something about that when you hit that one good,
Oh, yeah.
crisp.
So it brings you back.
And you
And
just chase it.
the noise it makes when you
Oh,
hit.
man.
Oh,
It's an addiction, man.
And we also had one of those balls that had a 22 shell in it.
Oh, did
so whenever
you?
my buddy hit
Those-
it was loud. It was awesome. Yeah.
Noise
it
ones?
was- it was fun. Oh, by the way, go on our merch store, buy us some,
Golf
church
balls?
guys golf balls.
did
They
you
don't-
play? Did you play with the church guys golf balls or?
I don't know, man.
Those things are rocks.
I don't want to lose it. I don't want to
They're
lose it.
not Titleist.
That's a
with the logo
2-piece
on it,
ball,
so.
not even a 3-piece ball.
We'll have to come up with a Titleist one.
I was hitting those flash straight balls and still
It's a rock painted.
Still went sideways.
With the Live versus the PGA, I was anti-Live for a while. Started watching. It's not a bad format. I like it that it's only 4 hours.
Yeah.
That
Instead of
everybody's
all day.
gonna start shotgun holes and go.
Yeah.
And the players like it.
I was concerned that there wouldn't be enough. That these guys were getting the majors and they wouldn't have enough competitive rounds to be good. And that Brooks blew that for me. But Brooks is Brooks, man. I'm just saying he's a completely different machine.
But DJ and Cam Smith this past
Yeah,
top
they were
5.
really bad.
Well, I think what they
Not your A&M guy, Brett.
Man, he's
didn't bad. He did
he's
good.
doing good.
Yeah,
he's
he
being
good.
consistent. I mean, he's kind of putting his name out there.
He
I'm
did good
proud.
for a rookie.
I like Bennett,
Yeah,
but
I'm
he did.
saying.
He was playing really well, and then he shaved his goatee,
That's
and
it.
then the next
blew it.
day he did bad.
Yeah.
He shot like 5 over, and I was like, no, they're like,
Yeah,
should have shaved the
shouldn't have
goatee,
shaved
man.
Shouldn't have shaved
No, I
it.
like him though. He's gonna be a good golfer for a while.
He's a good one to have out there. I'm glad to see that.
So I looked up the payout difference in PGA and Live. Holy
Oh, yeah.
cow.
Yeah, but you got to, again, take advantage. Take this. There are only
12
a quarter of the tournaments.
Yeah.
12 tournaments.
And you got to think about all that and how much they put into those 12 tournaments instead of putting into all these year-long tournaments for everybody else and kind of spreading the wealth, so to speak, which is a big thing right now.
It's a
So,
smart investment.
They're talking about every tournament, there's upwards of $20 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
First place winner gets anywhere from 4 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then it trickles all the way down to like 52 who gets 127 or $120,000.
Everybody makes
Is
money.
this on
Everybody makes money.
Live or is this the new PGA format?
This is Live.
Okay.
But they also do team competitions.
Right.
They host 12 teams of 4 players competing. Golly, I can't talk today.
Easy for you to say.
For over $5 million. The winning team wins $3 million. Second gets 1.5. Third gets $500K.
It's a split.
Divide
And
up.
so a season-ending team championship pays out $16 million to the winning team and trickle-down prizes
So $4
with
million
$1 million to the 12th place team.
It's not a bad bonus.
So even if you make 12th place, you're still getting $1 million.
No, you know.
Well,
you're
you
getting
gotta split it,
You're getting 250K.
Yeah.
free money essentially.
not
But
bad.
yeah, what you were talking about, Craig, was shotgun holes. So basically, the length of the event is going from 72 holes over 4 rounds. Live is doing 54.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Live, because it's 54.
Yeah, it comes from the Roman numerals 54.
But I have read some things where after this year, the Live could dissipate and everything be put back in the PGA Tour.
PGA Tour starting some super events.
And
Not
like
just the majors,
they'll
but super
modify the
events.
schedule and everything, but they want the best players playing with the best players, essentially.
Some would
So-
say top tier.
huh?
Some would say top tier.
Top tier,
Top tier players.
not championship players. Though.
Depends on if you win.
If they won a championship, I'd say they're top tier.
Well, yeah, I mean they're one championship.
There we go. I don't know. I don't know. There's people can't find in the bottle.
It's Tiger Woods or Ricky Fowler. I mean, it's simple. Tiger Woods is top tier and championship because he has the championships to back it up. But we won't get into that.
Yeah, I've seen people that won one. How about Block, for instance? That
Well, he didn't win
PGA
championship.
guy. I know he didn't win one, but
But he's not top tier either. So
no. What did he end up with? 7th in the PGA?
15th. 15th.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
15th?
good.
Yeah, it's just a regular
Oh,
pro.
it's great, but he ain't a top tier golfer
I'd say he's top 10. That'd be top tier.
for that one event.
And his whole life. Yeah, sorry.
Hey, good for him, dude.
No,
It's
good
better,
for him.
Better than any of us finished.
I have no question about
No,
that.
we're not saying that.
Yep.
That's not the marker. That's not,
We're not even on the same radar.
not the marker.
I've
To
hit
some, again, definitions matter.
I've hit the
know.
marker on the tee box.
Yeah.
I have two, and I broke my driver.
I bet we got some funny
I'm
golf
bouncing off
stories.
with my ball.
I don't deny that. I would definitely believe that 100%.
We've all done some fun golf stuff.
How do you think Liv went after the players? Like,
They money whipped them.
Hey,
Oh,
they
yeah.
just approached him and were
And
like,
time.
man, I can give you $200 million right now if you come join this league.
They had a huge signing bonus.
But if you
all
don't
of them.
come and join, this is take it or leave it. I'm not
Yeah.
coming back to invite you.
I walk out of this room, the deal goes
That's
with me, kind of
exactly
thing.
it.
That's
And-
essentially what it is.
And they said, DJ, you can play 12 events a year and stay home with your kid.
Yep.
Or you can play 45 and not see them.
and
Yep.
still not make as much.
That's big
Not
time.
even close.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think from what I've read on it, like the big issues are coming in with like the U.S. Open and the British Open on how to figure all that out.
yeah, with the rankings and
Yeah.
everything. Well,
And the
essentially,
Masters was like, I don't care, everybody can play.
yeah.
No, the Masters, you had to be in the top 50 of the world by the Masters. You
Yeah.
got to get the points.
For the PGA, it was a little different. The PGA panel picked. They said we picked who we thought is the best of the best and invited them to
In
play.
fact, the Masters was the hardest one to get into because you had to be so much in the world rankings and everything else.
we don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna
Next year it's
happen
going to be crazy.
until next year.
And they wanted Ryder Cup. That was a big thing. Ryder Cup was the hugest thing they had to try to figure out.
Yeah, that's what the Masters got going on. Apparently, they say that to get an invite, any live player that meets existing requirements to participate in the competition would receive an invite.
Existing requirements, though.
Yeah,
But
they
you
have to
can't-
meet it.
You can't earn points if you don't do good in the majors because
Yeah.
it's the only they can play in.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go ahead and go into it. That's fine. I've got.
You got some stats though? I'll play some
Well,
stats.
no, I was looking all this stuff up.
Championships?
It's just,
You're looking
it's-
at championships?
Yeah, it's quick,
still,
easy.
it's still
Googleable.
on his mind, just like them Texas Longhorns, ladies
no, I
and
mean,
gentlemen.
It was just funny that y'all were talking about Liv and how they went after who they did because they were top tier golfers. They didn't go to the bottom.
They
You
did
know what I
too.
mean?
There's only like 4
No.
top tier golfers in the whole
Yeah,
thing.
they didn't go to the bottom. They did. Charles Schwartzel, how
Varner, Harold Varner III.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brooks
So
Koepka,
you-
And
DJ,
then they did older
Cam
guys.
Smith are
They
your
did
top
older
tier.
guys.
They didn't
They
come
did
after
guys
me.
Lee Westwood. They did Ian Poulter.
They forgot you, TJ.
They
I'm
went
sorry.
after these
They
old
forgot me.
guys.
They went to the bottom first and then they went to the top.
David
They
Pooge.
did.
They went to David
So-
Pooge. Who is that?
That's that's
That's his name, David Pooge.
Dude, what a name.
Yeah.
And he is
a-
not a top tier golfer.
That's unfortunate.
He just got out of college.
Of all the families he born into, the Pooge family. Sorry, dude. We're not laughing at your name. Okay. Yes,
no, we
I
are.
am.
We are. We are laughing at your name.
I'm
All
sorry.
right. So I was reading this the other day and I just thought it was kind of a neat little summary of the top 12 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true.
Mm.
So I wanted to have
Love
just
it. I
a
love
little
it.
bit of a change of pace
There we
instead
go.
of
I
just
like
talking about, what's going on. That kind of seems
Okay.
like all this is adding up, but
I like
whatever.
Man, I wish I'd have had a Law and Order sound effect. That would have fit in right after you said that. Dun dun.
Don't
dun,
do it.
dun.
Put it
We'll
in
do
there.
it.
I mean, you can do it post production, dude.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. So there's something called Project Sunshine.
Mm.
All right.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
What do you?
But if you live in Texas, you have.
all right. So yeah.
That's God's
So-
project.
In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki,
Hiroshima.
the U.S. government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body.
Mm.
Do you know what bodies they found? Infants and children.
Mm.
That's
Really?
Yep. So they would go around and they would steal bodies
No way.
as well as body parts, but is also provided by another company. You know who? That kills babies every day.
Planned Parenthood.
Boom.
Yep.
Bobbies.
That was
Bodies
back.
right
That
there.
had that
I
company.
thought you
back
were going
then?
to say Monsanto.
They tested what a nuclear whatever would do on
Mm.
human tissue and
Sure.
bodies and stuff.
That's easy.
But
to
they
figure
weren't
out.
So that
live
was-
people. They were obviously already dead though when they.
It says
pulled them
dead
or-
bodies.
I mean,
yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
that doesn't
Still,
mean
it's not
anything.
right.
Planned
I'm
Parenthood-
saying.
I mean,
I
couldn't you?
can't believe y'all would say Planned Parenthood would ever sell one of their babies.
Dude, I know it's almost like
it's not a baby though to
I
them.
mean, come
remember?
on.
Project.
Couldn't they just use a pig? Because they use pigs for everything when it comes to human testing.
Mm.
Well, it's not just that in medical field too.
Yeah.
Whenever my buddy went to be an army medic, they like cut a pig or stab it, and you have to save it, and
Yeah.
you know, like it's crazy to hear the stories. It's amazing what these guys can do. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of. I mean, heck, there's people that have pig parts in them for heart issues and stuff like that. They got a pig valve. But anyways, this is called bad booze. During Prohibition, the government was actually not just seizing alcohol, but they were tainting it, and over 10,000 Americans were killed by tainted booze, and that's just the ones we know about.
Wow.
Look at that.
So get it from a bootlegger.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a quick question. Have we ever had a first lady that became the president?
Yes.
Yes. You know who?
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton.
Close. She claims that she would have been the first woman president, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Woodrow Wilson became incapable of becoming the president because he had a stroke, and the government. This is like known knowledge now. This isn't suspicion. Edith Wilson was his wife. She actually stood in his place so that the government wouldn't say, "Hey, we don't have a president anymore. Let's go through all this stuff." So she actually stood in his place.
Wow.
And was technically the first lady president.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
There you go. And this is all confirmation stuff. One of my favorite things that I want to talk about. Do y'all know about a local boy named in Terrell that has
Jamie Foxx.
That's it.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
You know what happened to him?
A stroke.
well,
because of jab.
Yeah, it's stroke. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm guessing because of jab. They never say. Nobody said nothing. Because nobody said nothing, it's because of jab.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that. But there's also another thought that's behind control, right? There's a lot of things called mind control. One of the things it goes back to is MK Ultra. Have you ever heard of that? This is an actual government thing called MK Ultra. The CIA did.
It's been a while, but I've heard
mind
of
control is all it is. One of the biggest people that are speaking out for Jamie Foxx is Martin Lawrence, and he did the same thing that Jamie Foxx did, except it was years ago.
Wow.
And so now he's coming out like, oh, what? Why are we having a spokesperson that's already gone through this? And then they said after Martin Lawrence went through all this stuff, he came out and he was a completely different person.
Wow.
Now, if
He's not funny anymore.
no,
No.
it's not.
He's not.
And then so people were like, yeah, you just watch Jamie Foxx. He comes out, he's going to be a completely different person.
Mm.
Wow.
Talks about MK Ultra and all the different things that they've done. That's a deep one. That gets
Yeah, you go down some rabbit holes with that one.
woo. But that's actually the MK Ultra stuff. That's open right now. That's not even a top secret thing. That's known material that they did.
Black Ops.
How about the Dalai Lama? Okay, this is pretty interesting. The CIA pays the Dalai Lama.
What is the Dalai Lama?
Wait, what?
He is the head
Buddhism.
Buddhist.
Oh,
monk.
he's the guy with the
They
tongue
they
guy?
said that he's God.
Is that the tongue
he's
guy
like
that
their
kissed
half
that
god.
kid or
Sits
something?
on top of his mountain.
That's him. That's
Yeah.
him.
This is the guy right there. There's
Yeah,
the
that's
picture.
him. Yeah.
Right? The CIA pays this guy. It says right now, last year he earned $180,000
For what?
CIA's funding. Then the Tibetan resistance earned $1.7 million to disrupt and hamper the Chinese infrastructure. Isn't that crazy? So not too long ago, Dalai Lama came out and he was saying a lot of stuff. He's like, "Oh, are you serious? This is kind of crazy because it goes against everything that you've been talking about in your religion." Well, why? It's just the same thing as we talked about with
Well, but Joe Biden got
BlackRock
bit
and
off,
stuff like that.
Bought off too by China.
Yeah, exactly.
Same stuff. We're just one of these cozied up with China right now instead of Taiwan.
Yep. Let's see here. There's some other things on here that have we talked about how the camera takes pictures of us, infrared pictures of us on your iPhone?
Oh,
I haven't talked about it, but I'm.
So there's
I
a
don't think
lot
we've
of
talked-
there's a lot of videos that they have infrared cameras that are actually pointed to their phone while somebody is taking it.
Huh.
All right. So if you watch somebody, it will flash every like 5 minutes. One of the reasons that Apple said that it does it is because it wants to have constant facial recognition. So whether you have a beard, you have glasses and a mask, because it was still recognizing me even though I was wearing a mask. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's because it's constantly
got
taking
that on
pictures
there.
of you, right?
Yeah, you had to enable that feature, and I didn't.
Right.
I didn't either.
One of the things that
'Cause I didn't wear a
Apple
mask.
also says, it's in those agreements that nobody ever reads, is that all this all this information goes to them and they pass it on to the government.
Exactly.
So they nonstop have footage of you.
It's all in Utah.
Oh yeah. But that's been going on for years. They've been spying on computers ever since they started out.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
they make these long documents because they know no one will read them.
Oh yeah. It says Big Tobacco knew the cigarettes would always cause cancer, despite all their marketing and stuff. This goes back to JFK. We kind of talked about him. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, August 2nd, 1964, was faked to provoke the American support of the Vietnam War.
I remember that. Yeah.
We kind of mentioned that.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is like known stuff now.
Yeah.
It's not like this is all surprise.
So the problem is the CIA.
Yes. And we even mentioned Bush being on the CIA whenever JFK was born. Killed. Not born. It might be one who was born.
We don't know the truth anymore.
Let's see here. I'm skipping through some of this stuff, but here's the last one that I've seen. So this talks about the Illuminati and the U.S. government. This is a good one. Secret society that rules the world, the Illuminati, and the U.S. National Security Agency are in cahoots. Oh, what a good word. All right. They tell you the link does, in fact, exist. Of course, the link is actually a hyperlink between the two sites. If you type Illuminati backwards into a web browser, you will land on the NSA website. Is that nuts or what? That's crazy.
Illuminati
insane.
backwards.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm not doing that because I don't want the government to see my computer.
They already are, bro.
I'm not because I'm behind a VPN. They can't get through that.
They can.
Oh, are you kidding me?
They are the VPN, bro.
Yeah. So
That's funny.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Hey,
I
I do have a question for you. That could it be a conspiracy? Have you heard about the Titan sub that went missing?
Yes.
Have you heard who's on there? It's a $250,000 person
Biden?
ticket.
Sorry.
Are you trying to say Titanic?
No.
sub?
The
Not
name
yet,
of the
not
sub
yet.
is Titan.
Titan?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's a $250,000 ticket per person. Some of the people that are on there's a British businessman, Hamish Harding.
Mm-hmm.
Harding holds 3 Guinness World Records, including the longest duration at a full ocean depth. There's also...
He's fixing to make another.
Oh, it is. This is the Titanic sub.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
To explore the Titanic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So there's also Shadaz Dawood and his son Solomon.
Easy for you to say.
I know. 2 members of a prominent Pakistani family.
Yes. I saw that. Yeah.
Top tier.
4th person on board is Paul Henry, Narlegit, a French expert on Titanic.
Mm.
So I think it's the Pakistani family that's like the billionaire people
Yeah, they are.
that were on that sub. And now it, for whatever reason, just went missing. They said it was unclear why the sub lost communication with its control crew. It relies on satellite-based internet company Starlink for its communication, given the lack of GPS capability at such a low depth.
Is there blackmail going on?
So could that be a conspiracy to take out high-ranking billionaire family?
Which is odd because it's on the Titanic.
Yeah.
That was
A lot
heavily
of rich people.
conspiracy
Yeah.
to take out all the richest people in the world.
See? You knew where I was
So-
going. You tied it together.
Yeah.
Blackmail.
It could be, man. I'd tell you, like it's crazy, but it's kind of funny that you say Starlink because there's those people that don't believe in satellites. So because the Earth's flat. Dun dun dun. Another conspiracy theory.
They're going in a circle above it. They're not going around it. They're going in a circle.
Or balloons is what I've heard. It's just balloon systems. My goodness.
Is that the same person that I asked you about earlier? Is he the flat earther?
No.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
another dude.
It's just another.
Clint is a flat earther.
Clint Smith.
But they're not. They're ransom. It's a ransom, man. They're taking them for ransom.
He thinks
See-
Elon Musk needs some more money. He's running how he bought Twitter.
You say that, but I read a conspiracy article that thinks that somebody thinks that the sub was taken.
for ransom
Probably.
by
It's the
some
Russians.
other people, or
The Russians. Everybody blaming on the
Mhm.
Russians. Everything's blaming on the Russians.
That's
Donald,
Like
or
because
Donald Trump did it. Donald
according-
Trump did it.
It's Donald
Yeah.
Trump's fault.
He
That's
needs
right.
some for his upcoming presidential run
that he's gonna be
and
doing.
bail
So-
money. And bail money.
Jail.
according to all the data, everything was green across the board. They weren't having any problems, and then all of a sudden, poop, bloop, gone.
Yeah, there's something happening there.
Wouldn't you want blue in the ocean instead of green? Sorry.
So essentially, they have basic emergency medical supplies and 96 hours of life support.
Till Thursday, right? Thursday.
Thursday-
Maximum. Yeah.
Thursday at 2 p.m. is when the life support will go offline.
So that guy's gonna have a longest underwater thing.
Yeah, he'll break the
Sorry.
record.
I'm sorry.
So-
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that.
First of all, it ought to give us a clue as well. Just like the Titanic, just like a submarine, just like space. whatever that what's his name wants to do. The guy that does Virgin Airlines and
Branson.
yeah,
What
whatever.
does Branson want to do?
He wants to put people in space orbit.
Oh, they've already done that.
They want to do more than that. They want to do it constantly though, not just once.
It's supposed to be cheaper too. It's only like
Yeah.
$100,000.
Like a what is it called? A supersonic flight.
Yeah, but that,
Like commercial.
They had the Concorde.
They want a commercial.
The Concorde did that for a while, but I'm talking like they wanted to go to the moon though, didn't they? Or
I don't
space
know.
station, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they want to build a station on the moon.
Yeah, they
That's
were buying
NASA,
all that
though.
stuff.
You may tell you what you're paying for $250,000 when you go on this sub.
To die now. So.
Wait.
A trip to the
Besides that.
bottom.
A funeral's a lot cheaper than that, man.
So you get a single plastic bottle and some Ziploc bags that stand in for a toilet. An Xbox controller serves as the vessel's primary control.
Oh no! What if the batteries?
The interior
I
lighting.
forgot to charge the battery. Who unplugged the USB?
Oh no!
The interior lighting is LED lights from Camping World.
And you're spending that much money.
Holy
to go down
cow.
And like some kind of Panasonic speakers or
Who
something.
didn't
Yeah.
check this
That,
place
like,
out?
it's not like-
At least buy Bose. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh. Like if I pay $250,000 for a
this
submarine
better
ride
be-
and I get on it and there's an Xbox controller where a steering wheel or something's
I
supposed to be
saw
like,
that.
no, I'm out. I'm
Yeah,
not getting on
I'm
this.
not.
And I
No.
want some real Go V lights, man. Forget Camping World. Come on, what is this?
Because we know how reliable Xbox controllers can be.
Yeah, I know. I have to buy the wired one.
So that's what it was.
What if you sat on the controller and then it's gone?
DJ
That
is
is
like
exactly what
mind-numbing.
happened. Everything was green lights, and then the controller went kaput.
There you
That's
go.
it, man.
It could have,
Lost
honestly.
connection.
Lost
connection.
Little thing pops up.
Give
Your
me some
Xbox
double
controller's
A's.
disconnected.
Yeah,
Jeez.
literally.
And you hear the Xbox noise that. Ba-doom.
They're
That's
trying to get it
insane.
back, but they're too far down below the water to get
hacked
it.
in. Bill
Old
Gates
school, the
hacked
circle
in.
of death on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Shit, the balloon.
Oh my
circle.
gosh. I was just reading through this article and I saw that. I was like,
Yeah, I was
an
That's
Xbox
a-
controller.
yeah.
browsing through Twitter last night
Oh
and I
my
saw that and I
gosh.
was like, I would
Okay.
not get
That's
on
wild.
that.
At least the government builds things better than that, right? I mean, they might cost $400 million, but at least it's better than
Oh,
that.
yeah, oh yeah.
So as of right now, as of 1 p.m. Eastern time, I don't know what that time would be for us.
1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon.
Yeah.
It hasn't been.
They're
found.
recording that Titan has 40 hours of oxygen left.
Mm.
Thursday.
Just thinking that you know when you're gonna die.
I wonder if
Yeah.
they're on the other side of the international date line, so now they get more hours.
But I thought they were saying the flat Earth. We saw the coin really going on.
But I feel like if,
Sorry.
you know, they have, oh, wow, they're covering 7,600 square miles in a search. That's bigger than the state of Connecticut.
Search, well, you think? I mean, it's the ocean, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You got a current, and you
And
got.
you also got
water.
to get another submarine down there.
So they have-
Search.
You
can't-
got to
it's
have the right gear to get
It's
it.
13,000 feet down there.
They have a ton of Coast Guard vessels, several private vessels. Apparently, there's a heavy fog yesterday and today.
As if that matters underwater. Sorry.
Well, no, they're waiting for it to lift because they're putting sonar
I know,
aircraft
I'm
in the
just
air.
kidding. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just trying to be silly.
But that's crazy. So
Can't go out. It's heavy fog.
so they're doing audible, like the sonar that puts out sound, and then they're just doing visual where you have like a camera that you can look down and it projects
What's
down there. Yeah. So that's nuts.
Yeah. First of all,
I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was interesting that a submarine full of rich people went missing looking at a boat that had a bunch of rich people on it.
Here it comes down. You ready for to go from conspiracy corner into the Bible stuff?
Let's see you tie that together.
Everybody is always looking for something else.
There you go.
Life is always sent for one more big adventure or one more answer, or life begins. If we'll get this telescope up, we'll be able to see the beginning of life. I never understood that at all. How come a launched rocket with a telescope could look and see the beginning of life? I'm going, wait a second. I get you one from a Bible down at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
In
you
the
go.
beginning, God said, "Let there be light."
Turn a couple pages inside the Bible. It's right
Yeah.
there.
Not hard to figure out, and people are always looking for answers in different places.
Let's just how desperate they are to get away from accountability.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I want to live the
They don't
way
want
that
truth.
I want to live without accountability because I know what's wrong.
And they don't want
That's
real
what they
answers.
want.
And
Exactly. That's right.
Real answers are only found in the Word of God, and so when we go look in other places, we're not going to find it. And a lot of people want to. It's so odd right now in our world. The very people yelling "trust the science" a few months ago are the ones denying the science today about whether you're a boy or you're a girl. And it's just idiotic to see what's happening in our world when they're looking in other places, and that's exactly what this is about: trying to find it in other places, whether it's space whether it's the bottom of the ocean. I'm not saying we shouldn't try to find out or try to go there. What I'm saying is if you're looking for answers there,
Yep.
yeah, the answers are in front of your face. You just don't want the answers. You can try to find the answers in different ways, but it's going to be the wrong answer. It's the wrong place, and it ends up with the wrong results. And these people that, if they don't get miraculously found, are going to end up facing God, and they're going to, he's going to go, well, why should I let you into heaven?
Yeah.
And how do you get there? And there's only one way to get there.
And that puts it into perspective,
Through
like
Jesus.
talking about it like that. And you're out there on this tiny sub in 7,600 square miles in an area that's bigger than Connecticut. Do you think those people realize that and at that moment, like realize their spirituality and where they're at?
I guarantee you right now, everybody on that submarine is trying to figure out how I'm going to get to heaven.
Yeah, they were like, what is the purpose of life?
Because they don't know if they're going to make
I
it.
just wasted all this time on
past
money
Thursday.
and all this, and now I'm going to be before my Creator.
Well, not just that. One of the scariest verses in the Bible is Matthew 7:21 through 23. It talks about, I went to church. I know the answers.
Yeah.
It's apart from me, for I've never known you
Yeah.
or knew you. That puts things into perspective for
Yeah.
those guys right there, because they might be scared in that submarine right now, but ain't nothing comparison to what's coming.
No.
That's what's. I got goosebumps just talking about that.
Yeah.
Like they're in a predicament right now where I bet you they're getting real close to finding God,
Oh, yeah.
if not already. Because now they have perspective. We talk about perspective with words and all that stuff is meaningless.
Yeah, absolutely.
About the college football stuff.
for sure.
It's meaningless, even though I just found a top 25 and Jimbo was number 17 and Harbaugh was number 3. But I honestly, that was that is
Must be an
meaningless.
ESPN writer.
It's meaningless. It is completely
absolutely.
meaningless.
No, it is.
The only meaning that we have is found in God.
Mhm.
That is it. That is our worth. That is
Yep.
our meaning. And if we want to say, you know what, God, you keep it, He's going to be so loving and say, fine. You know
Yeah.
what? I love you so much. You don't have to come to heaven. You don't have to come here. You make your choice, because
Yep.
I put my love on the line.
Yep.
And I've made the way, but you choose your way. Go
He's
ahead.
done it all that he could do.
Yep.
He's done everything. He's done
Right.
Yeah.
enough.
Right.
And that's what people don't get. Oh, we got to do it God's way. And whose life is this? And people are like, what's my life?
I mean, just the
Yeah.
grace of God,
Yeah.
because if you put any of us as God, we ain't giving humans a second chance. We're like, you're stupid. You're done.
It's love
But-
and it's
Yeah.
grace. I mean, this month, people are really perverting the word love. And we'll
Yeah.
talk about that next time. But He's also justice.
Oh, absolutely.
And
He's
He is a
God.
just
Yeah,
judge.
absolutely.
Because you don't ever want to go against a not just judge
Mhm.
whenever you have somebody that got hurt by another guy. If somebody murdered your family, you don't want a just judge. So
In anything. You
right.
want the
Oh
judge
no,
that's gonna
exactly.
do what's right,
exactly.
no matter what.
You want and sadly enough, we got too many that don't. And
Yeah.
thank God that He is. Thank God that He will punish the ones that need to be
He's
punished.
going to do what's right.
Absolutely.
So, man, I thank God for the grace and the love and the mercy, but also His justice.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I do deserve that. But thank God Jesus paved that
Mhm.
route for me. But hey, I had a good time, boys.
It was
This
fun.
a good time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And the arguing we do for all you listeners, it's not like it's a competitive
We don't-
argument. It's not like a
We don't storm out of here mad at the
I
end of
think
the
I'm
episode.
better than you. Don't ever talk to me again, neighbor. We love each other.
And we're literally all neighbors. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
For
pretty
real.
much.
Yeah.
So
And we appreciate y'all. Go check out our merch. Write us some questions,
please.
so we can talk about that. That'll be great talking points on here. But y'all got anything else?
Find a good church, Bible believing church.
Absolutely.
Not just a place that says church.
Oh, amen.
Search the scriptures. Make sure they match up to the Bible. That's what makes a difference. Because it doesn't matter what we think in the end. It matters what God says.
Yep.
And if you live in our area, we got a good one.
That's right. That's exactly right. Hey guys, pray for us. Pray for us. Pray for this. If this is going to be a ministry tool, I pray that it would go.
Absolutely.
And if not, then this is still just a great time for me to get together with some like-minded men, and I have a good time. And I hope y'all enjoy listening. And y'all pay attention for next time, because we're gonna have some more fun next time. Okay. All right. Bye.
Join us in our next podcast as we address a biblical response to Pride Month. We see it everywhere. It's all over the television. It's in every advertisement. It's in every store. But what's it about? What does the Bible say about it? You know what matters in life? It not really is what we think about it. What matters is what God says about it. And it's not unloving to have a different opinion. We'll address that and various other things. And I always have a great time. Join us next week as we address, again, a biblical response to Pride Month.